Dr. Krystal Lee, also known as author K. Lee. And today on this live, I want to share with you quite a bit from Kaylee Services perspective. I am a editor, publisher, and ghostwriter. And today I'm going to focus on how I can help you ultimately tell your stories. Yes, I will be sharing my stories and showing you books that have been completed by Kaylee Publishing. And if you are looking to publish your stories, I definitely want to let you know I can help. And so today on this live, I'm going to be focusing on that, helping you to tell your stories and to do them right, meaning to get you the most awareness, to get you into the most places. So I am going to definitely talk a lot about that today. I'm just changing up some of these things on here because they're showing stuff that isn't relevant, at least for not for the time being. So I want to make sure that I put this on here. Yep, okay, good. So we're just going to put that up there so you guys have the right details because we haven't started talking about nothing yet. Okay. So one of the things I think is real important as you are considering telling your story and deciding how you're going to go about writing it or if you're going to publish it. I feel like writing is therapy. So whether you write and you publish it, or if you write, keep it to yourself. If you write and choose to print it, but you're just going to print it for yourself and your family, I think all of these things are wise or smart because how many of us have lost family history because no one knew how to get a hold of it, how to access it, how to keep it? So I help people to publish their books to preserve their legacy, which is how I wrote the book, Your Legacy Moment. And I wrote that book because I wanted to show people that preserving your history has a place. Okay. So if you're like, man, I really want to keep all of my family's, details together, how do I do it? I would suggest writing and at least printing a book with all of those details in there. Now, yes, you can do it on an elevated level, which is what I offer with Kaylee Services or here. You can also save our pages if you're new. Be sure to follow us because it'll allow you to keep up with us. But we have something called Your Legacy Moment. And with Your Legacy Moment, it's all about preserving what you've built, what your family's built. And if you feel like a lot of us where life is just starting over with every new generation, then I would say it's high time to start writing and telling your stories, even if they're for your family specifically and they expand to the public later. Okay. Real quick, a book that really talks about your legacy moment is this one. Okay. It's this one right here. I'm going to put a pin up for those of you that want to grab this book because it is actually a really, really good book. History. How you doing? Ginger, how you doing on? I see you. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm really well. Thank y'all so much for asking. I am watching your comments. I am going live from a couple of pages. So y'all, thank y'all so much for all that you're doing. I am author Kay Lee on all handles as an author, and I am Kaylee Business as a publisher and service company. So if you're looking for how to find me, how to connect, or where you're at, where I'm at, those are the two places. All right. So I'm going to encourage you definitely. But with this book, the reason why I came out with this one specifically is because I want to show people that your legacy, A, it matters. Two, how you preserve it and where you tell it, how you tell it matters because we all know not everybody is capable of holding the truth, right? Some of our family members, although we love them, they will paint the picture they want people to remember, not necessarily the picture that was true. So if you want to make sure that legacy is true, I encourage you to preserve your legacy. Okay. So I'm just going, I mean, this is the only negative to having so many books is that you have to go through different categories to get to the book. But what I want to let you know personally, as author Kay Lee, I have authored and published 65 books for myself. So I am a repeat author, all right, many, many times over, and I'm still not done, y'all. So there is still more I plan on doing. And I wanted to show you that there is a way to make writing, editing, and publishing easier. I know for some of us, we're like, Krystal, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't started because I'm a bit intimidated, if I'm honest. And if that's you, that's okay. When I first started my first book, I was too. And then I realized I had to get past that. I had to get past the book won't be perfect, because it won't be. Okay. There will be something that you'll find as you read it the second time when it's printed, and it's going to drive you wild. The good news is you can make revisions. Okay. I don't want you to feel like once you start, you just got to be stuck with the book. No, you don't. You don't even have to be stuck with how you publish the book. If you only have it on one store and you want to go to 44,000 all around the world, I help people do this every day. Okay. Take their books from one store to global. All right. So if you want to take your books global, I can definitely help you with that. If you are currently looking at, okay, what do I do to preserve my family story, and you want to grab this book, you can use the pen to order the book. Okay. For those here, you can definitely, I'm going to put it in my shop today, so you'll be able to get it. All right. But just some real good feedback on this book. This book is $20. Okay. Thank you so much, Benny. I see you. I welcome you to my live. If you guys are new, be sure to follow so I can keep up with you and you'll know who I am when I go live, because I go live pretty often. I like to stay connected so you guys know, I'm a real person. When you hire me, you know who you're getting, because I'm an author as well. So I come at publishing books, helping people to edit, ghostwrite from a very different perspective. One, I do it myself. Two, I help other people do it, so I can show you how to do everything if that's your goal, which is where I'm going to go to next. If you're on here and your goal is to learn how to do it, I can show you how to do it. I do book coaching sessions to show you how to do every step so that you can, of course, save money. We love to help people, but we want you to know what you're paying us to do. Or if you decide to work with someone else, you can take the information we teach you, the resources, the guide, the books, and you can apply this wisdom and knowledge and, pay it for it. I'm an author of 3 preschool, kindergarten, interactive learning books, and write poetry. Congratulations. Wonderful. It's always good to meet fellow authors. So if you are a fellow author, be sure to follow me and like the video, share it. Because I do believe we have to remind, sometimes society can forget people like books. I know there's a lot that's happened in history and time and digital and all that. But I tell you, still in the book business, physical books still outsell digital books by like 95%, if not more than that. Okay. And this is a $1 billion business every year. So if you're wondering how much money is really in this business, can I really make any money? Yes, but it is relevant to how much you're doing. Hi, Tommy. How you doing? Good morning. Okay. Hi, Tony. I do see you as well. So I want to let you know, if you want to do great things, you have to be committed to making it a business. If you don't treat it like a business, it will be treated like a hobby. Okay. And if it's a hobby, there's not a lot of pressure on the business. Yes, but there's not a lot of expectation. So I know some of us are taking our hobbies and forcing them with these high standards as if we are coming at it with a C Corp mindset, but many of us are not. Many of us don't write every day. Many of us are not looking at how to share our books or share our stories or learn what we don't know. So if we're not approaching this with a business mindset, this is why many of us are unfortunately falling beneath what we are capable of. And people are not realizing your books can impact their lives. Okay. So I want to let you know that. I want to let you know, in any business, whether it's writing, speaking, products, services, nonprofit, if you are not willing to put in the work to tell people, hey, look, I'm here. This is what I do. I want you to know how I can help you. If you're not solution driven, but you hate problems, you want everything just to go perfect, you are going to struggle in any business, because business is about being solution driven. Okay. So if you are not a solution driven person, that's the first thing I want us to attack today. Okay. The book that I'm sharing right now is a book that shows you my journey. Now, the reason why I put this specific book and I published it was because a lot of people had questions about, okay, Krystal, you have all these books, but what was your process? How did you do it? What kind of money can be made? And etc. And I want to let you know, if you put minimal effort into promoting, telling people about your book, you're going to get minimal results. Okay. Just some basic business on writing and publishing and this business. Most people will sell 500 books lifetime. Okay. 500. Hey, Pee Wee. Thank you so much for looking, hon. All right. When you add these books to your cart, I'm going to let you know real quick, you are going to get signed copies by me. I am the author of this book. Okay. So I can speak to it. One of the good things about being an author is you first have to get the wave of why your book is important. Okay. So this is why I ask people, what story are we telling? Okay. As your editor, as your ghostwriter, as your publisher, as your formatting, person, as your author's coach, when I'm helping you to do these things, I need to know, what are your expectations? Why? Because I want to not only meet them, I want to exceed them. As a writer, in your books, your back copy, I'm going to show you this book. Here's the book I'm showing. Here's the book I'm talking about. On the back of your book, you want to nail why people are getting your book, what they're going to get out of it, and why they need it. Okay. Because they're going to what? They want to get your book for a reason. They're going to buy your book because they like you first. For many of us coming out as new authors, your first assignment is to build your brand. Okay. Build your brand, spread awareness, let people know the book is coming out, what's in it, what to expect, and deliver. Okay. So if you promise, for example, I'm going to show you guys in this book what I am saying I'm going to do, and then I'm going to read some of it to show you what I've done. All right. A good editor is going to want to know this. Okay. There is a resource I will be sharing that we include with our consultations that I want to show you and I want to talk you through if you are new to writing and publishing. The best thing that my company does as Kaylee Services Inc. is help authors, especially new authors, navigate understanding the business. And if you published a book, but you don't know what all you've done, you don't know where your copyright is, you don't know how much percentage you're getting, you don't know what fees you're paying, you don't know what you got to do when the book is done. Even if you're self-published or some of these other things, there are certain things you're going to have to do as an author to make your book sell. Okay. A lot of self-publishers don't really go into the business side. They just float in what they like doing. And then they kind of leave some people high and dry. My goal is not to do you like that. All right. So I want to let y'all know real quick as well. If you like what you're hearing, lift up the hearts, continue to share the live, and also put comments in. I will definitely go over them. Let me see. Hey, how you doing? JD, welcome to my live. I am married, so no, I'm not available. But happy to be married, by the way. So that's one of the things. Another thing is I want to show you how books can honestly show you your progress. I know for some of us, we're like, ooh, eek, I put out this book. It was a long time ago, but now it doesn't really have all the fire I have now. Don't worry, because the fire you had on that level will be ideal for people that are looking for you to feel that specific need in their lives on that level. Okay. I write books of all genres and at different levels. Thank you so much, Ms. Jeanette. I appreciate you. So I want to let you know that it's not all about that. And our initial goal, real quick, our initial goal is 2,500 hearts. Okay. So I want to let y'all know we're at 500 at Author Kaylee. We're at 205 on Kaylee Business. So continue to lift up those hearts. And thank you so much in advance. This allows other people to see that we're here, to join the conversation. Know that we are definitely going to leave you informed. One of the things I love about my company is we're going to make sure you know what you're doing. Okay. So when you book a consultation with me in the lives, if you buy the books, I'm giving you a consultation with me free. Why? Because I want to show you how to do what you want to do. I want to make it in your budget. I know some people are like, this is what it costs. Come up with it. Boom. Our objective is to find ways to make it in budget for you so that you can achieve your goals, which is to write, tell your stories, get published, make money. If that is your goal. If not, I want to show you how to write and tell your stories and do it well. So when you want to preserve it and reprint it in the future, if it's personal, you can find it and your family can too. Okay. So here is Look for the Drip and Expect the Outpour. This book is based on my business journey. It shows you how I went from making 20,000 a year, less than that, to be honest, to grossing over six figures every year. Okay. I know you might say, well, Krystal, that sounds really far. How in the world? I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you too, what took me so long. Because some of you were like, well, I don't know. I've been trying to do this. I've been thinking through the details. I tried every kind of business. I've been passionate about, changing my financial picture, but I'm not really seeing the results. If that's been your story, if that's been things you've said, I want to encourage you with this book. So here's the back copy. Remember, I told you the back copy should demonstrate what the book is about and what people are going to experience as they read your story. So here it is. It's going to rain on the just and the unjust. I went through the storm, the rain, the hail, and I can attest that God is good through it all. It is not only the good moments that we welcome the rain, but especially in our drought. How many of you feel like you're in a drought season? Okay. If you feel like you're in a drought season right now, if you've been putting out all this energy, not getting a whole lot back, if you've been praying, if you've been fasting, if you've been looking but not finding, hello, how you doing? I'm Dr. Krystal Lee, known as author K. Lee, and I'm here to help you. Okay, that's what this book is setting the tone for. Okay, for those who are believers, is letting them know that there are believers elements in the book. So if people do have a relationship with the Father, it's going to have an extra layer of value and added sense. Okay, I live my whole life with the Father. Without Him, I don't know where I would be. Okay, if you are an entrepreneur, every day is a miracle. Let me tell you. And if you don't know that yet, keep working your business because there are no guarantees when you work for yourself. There's no guaranteed paycheck. Every day is a new day. One day could change the whole month. But you have to have faith to stay in the month and not quit when there is no sale today, when there might not be no sale tomorrow. How are you going to sustain? Okay. That's the drought. All right. When we are struggling to see our way out of situations, okay, we likely don't know what we need. I share my journey on how I went from a girl in the word to a mature believer living in the outpour of God's goodness and mercy. Okay. Revved up. How you doing, Robin? I see you, love. Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Jeanette, I see you as well. Thank y'all for lifting up the live. We're at 606 to the left, 207 with Kaylee Business and 620. We going up. Thank y'all so much on author K. Lee. Okay. So, right, I want to show you how you get to the outpour. Some of us are like, Lord, poverty. First thing you think, poverty. I want to let you know there's a way out of poverty. And of course, that's not the way we can live. It ain't even about that's not the way God wants you to live. That's true. But for those of you who that might feel like too much, right? I understand there's a whole lot going on in our world with prosperity gospels and craziness and chaos. That's not what this is. Okay. I just want to let you know how in the world can you show the goodness of God, the power, his ability to change anyone's life if he hasn't first changed yours? Okay. That's the first thing. The Bible says what's impossible for man is possible with him. So when it was impossible for me to get off food stamps by myself, I gave it to God. And I said, Lord, I don't want to be like this. If this is what you want from me, cool. But if it's not, then I'm gonna need you to what? Take it from me because I'm not gonna give it up. All right. When we are comfortable what we're comfortable with, when we're comfortable in relationships, when we're comfortable with business partners, when we're comfortable on government assistance, we stay there. Okay. And this is why some of you are losing jobs, leaving marriages, and etc. Is because the Father knows you're comfortable and he has to get you in a position where you're not as comfortable so that you will what? Do something new. Nobody's going to push themselves to do something new if it's not something A, they now want that goes beyond what they have, or B, there's not some kind of discomfort with staying where they are. Okay. Am I in the right room? Is some of y'all uncomfortable where you are? Or some of you saying, you know what, Krystal, that's my address. How you find me? GPS. Okay. Holla. Okay. How you doing? HOHL. How you doing? Thank you so much for viewing the book. Real quick check-in, 1,000 at author Kaylee. Thank y'all for lighting up the screen. We're nearly at 500 on Kaylee Business. Y'all ain't too far behind. Continue to lift up the live if you like and love it. Over here, thank y'all for the 8 lives. I feel you. I see you. Thank you. And so definitely write in the comments if I don't see them, I will definitely get back to you after the live. I know some programs don't put it in the live, but I do see Oswego sends a whole lot of books, a whole lot of roses. Thank you so very much. Music. Somebody put a question mark behind music. Do I make music? The short answer is I have put out a couple of poems that are to music. I do write songs, but personally, not so much. I really focus on writing and publishing books, definitely writing screenplays, theaters, stuff like that. I'm more on that line, more so than music. Okay. So good question though. All right. So yeah. So, okay. So this is just the first 2 paragraphs on the back of my book. And as you can see, if you read this at the right times, you're like, oh, I need this. Oh, my daughter needs this. I've had people literally hear me talk about this book and buy this book for other people. Okay. So maybe the book isn't for you. Maybe you know somebody who's like, oh my goodness, this is their life. If this is their life and you know they need to come out of the drought season, they need to realize there is more. And it's not a curse or You're not being, what's the word, materialistic to need to be able to survive. It's not materialistic. I know some people could say, oh, you're so worried about the money. There is a difference between living for money and realizing money as a tool, because money pays bills. It does. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way around that. The Father wants you to know it's more than capable. He's able to what? Sustain you no matter where you are or where your family might be. So if you're struggling today, I want to encourage you that doesn't have to be where you stay and you live. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you. Okay. So here is the next paragraph. All right. Here you go. Miss Jeanette, thank you so very much for reaching level 2 in my fan club. I do see you. There's your bell love. Okay. So here it is. Here's paragraph 3 on the back of the book. Okay. How I went from no books to 30 published books. I'm gonna let y'all know. I told y'all at the beginning of the live, I have how many books? 65 now. When I published this book, I had 30. Okay. I published this book in 2024. That means between the latter half of 2024, going into 2025, and the early parts of this year, I have done over 35 books. And I'm still writing, and I'm still going to publish. I still have a couple more right in my Rolodex. Novels take me a bit longer than some of my other books, but I am committed to finishing my list. As an author, I want you to start compiling a list. When you see something that impacts you, write it down. When you hear something that's like, whoa, that's fire, write it down. Send yourself text messages, send random text messages to your children, but try not to do that too often. I have done it. I wrote a whole book by sending text messages to my daughter. You might say, Krystal, how in the world you did it? I'm going to show you with the book I'm going to show you. It's the Embrace Your Crown series. When I was first writing it, I had to get my thoughts organized, but it would come at the craziest times when I'm at the store or something like that. Thank you so very much, Revved Up. I appreciate you, love. I also see you as well looking at the book. I do see you. Thank you so very much. When you add these books to your cart, even if you have to check out on another day, do that. Why? So when you're ready to buy the books, you know where they are. You'll remember this conversation. The reason why I publish books is because I know, as a certified international transformational coach, as an ordained chaplain and minister, there are things I'm saying, and we won't always recall what we've heard. We won't always remember these nuggets that we heard in a conversation. So I write them down and put them in a book. I write my vision and I make it plain so that others can see their vision is part of my purpose as well. So really good business people see their purpose in you fulfilling yours, because your purposes are what align. It says, how can two walk together unless they agree? Okay. So if we are in agreement, that means what I'm giving is also what you need. And then what you're going to do is what I need. I need to know that what I'm doing as a publisher, writer, editor, ghostwriter matters. So I like to link up with people who are doing these things, need help with these things, because this is how I fulfill my purpose. I take off the pressure of you formatting your books or figuring out how to make editing make sense, or I don't know how to organize my book. I take the pressure off you and show you how to either do it yourself or I do it for you. So you can focus on where you need to be focusing on. And let me tell you, as a writer, as a self-published author, as one with a publisher, the same journey ahead is true. You have to be able to tell people about your books, and it takes the most time. Okay. Miss Via, thank you so very much. I see you, and I thank you for looking at the book. Okay. Again, when you order the books, I'm going to sign them. I'm going to give you some freebies that come with the book because I want you to get this. Okay. I want you to understand really good books are written with intention. Okay. So if you've been writing your book, but you're just piecing some stuff together like a sewn project, but you're not realizing you got to hem the edges, you know what I'm saying? Quilts are very specific. Thank you so much, Dark Lord. I appreciate you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I want to let you know for sure. Okay. That when you are writing something or doing something, you want to have the end in mind. I know we've heard it said, it's really cute. It was a phrase that kind of got popular back in the day, but let me tell you what the value is in that statement. Because when we don't know what to value, we tend not to value what we should. How many of you know that? How many of you realize stuff your grandmother told you after she was gone and you was like, dang, if I would have if I would have enacted that sooner, I would be somewhere else. How many of you want to be somewhere else? Okay. If you want to be somewhere else, I want you to know the best way to get there is you got to start taking yourself seriously. You have to start valuing your progress. You have to start valuing what you were wasting at a point in time. You have to start valuing what you make as your goals, because other people got goals. Let's they say, I got goals. Okay. Some people got goals. And when they have goals, they're looking and they're sizing you up. You're welcome, love. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Revved Up. And so I want to let you know, if you don't know what your goals are, people will make goals for you. Oh, you don't know what you want to do with your time? Let me hire you. You work for me. Bring your gifts and talents to my company, and then I'll be able to what? The good ones are going to show you how to level up on their company. So if your goal is to go elsewhere, eventually that happens. We outgrow positions. It's normal. It should happen. Even for many of us, if we're entrepreneurs, you can't stay on a job forever. If you're supposed to have your own company, right? I just heard the spirit say, "This is in my morning medicine." I'm telling you, when you are in the spirit, when you are in the kingdom, what I'm saying is what the Father is saying to you. Because what He downloads, general, what corporate messages, corporate prayer is a good thing. Okay. You got to take yourself seriously. Because if you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to go into meetings, you're going to have conversations, you're not going to ask people to do anything. Okay. You're right. That's why I'm stuck at a bad job. Okay. So if you want to change that, I was too. Okay. When I got tired of running my company because I got overwhelmed, I went and I became a waitress, y'all. I was a server because I was good at it. I knew I could make the money. I knew I didn't have to stress out about it. I knew I wasn't coming to work heavy because it's food. You get a table, the table has a good or a bad experience. For me, most times it's good. And then when they left, you start over. So it wasn't a lot of long-term commitment. Some of us are picking things that are not long-term commitments. We're not building. Okay. For many of us, we start and stop things, and it's pretty consistent in our character. Okay. You're going to have to fix these things if you really want to grow in business. All right. Real quick check in. Kaylee business is at 500 hearts in the live. Thank y'all so much. Our goal is 2,500. So we got about 2,000 still to go. Here to my left on author Kaylee, y'all are at 2,100. So y'all are almost to go. We only have about 400 hearts left to go. So if you love what you're hearing, make sure you lift up those hearts, and we will reach our goals in this live. Thank y'all so very much. Our next goal is, I would like at least one of you right now to commit to buying this book. Why? Because I want you to start living with intention. Okay. If you are saying, you know what, Krystal, that's right. You're right. That's me. I really do need to invest. This is like 20. We spend $25 going to get Starbucks. If it's you and one other person, you're already $25, $30. Okay. I want you to invest in something that will show you the droughts that you're in, that will show you the mist that we're looking for, that will show us the rain that we pray to come on our lives. How many of y'all know rain is not a terrible thing? I know we like to cover our hair and cover up things and run through the rain to get out of it, of course. But I want to let you know, rain rebuilds, rain gives new life, rain grows grass, rain feeds trees. We need these things to breathe. Okay. So you need rain to breathe. That's why it rains on the just and the unjust, because we all what need it. I know for some of us, we're like, no, I don't. We eat what we what like. But how many of y'all know everything you like to eat ain't always healthy? Okay. It's not always what you need, but it is what you want. How many of you know you're going to have to balance your wants and your needs? Okay. Because sometimes they don't agree. All right. One will trump the other. Your business needs you in the beginning. It needs you. It needs your vision. It needs your direction. It needs your commitment, just like a baby. Okay. If you want to write a book, your book is going to need you. Your story is going to need you. Okay. If you want to start a ministry, it's going to what need you. It's going to need your testimony. It's going to need your witness. So you're going to have to be the one to tell people what they need to know if they don't know it. Okay. So I want to let you know, if you're in a drought, if things feel like they're not working and they're unstable, et cetera, I want to encourage you, add the book to your cart. Okay. And then continue to listen to the live. I'm going to read some of it so you can understand and see how the book works. All right. But what I don't want is for you to leave this live, get excited, and then tomorrow be like today. It's the same thing tomorrow. So if you feel like, Krystal, oh my gosh, I'm 40 years in the wilderness. I'm like the people, we read the Bible and we laugh and say, man, how could they have been so stupid? Why didn't they change? Why didn't they do something? That's the same thing we laugh at when we watch people's stories. We say, man, that couldn't be me. But how many of us is it you? Is it you today? Have you not literally put anything into your dreams, into your vision, into your purpose? Okay. If that is what you have been doing, I want to let you know it's not where you got to stay. Okay. So here we go. Here's the next paragraph, right? Well, I'm still in this one. Okay. How I had no job but all my bills are paid. How you doing? Thank you so much for looking at this book. Okay. I'm looking for at least one of you to commit to buying this book because I'm going to show you what it's going to do. Okay. If you work with me, I'm going to work with you. Hands down. No doubt. All right. And then guess what? When you order this book, I know why you're getting it. I know you're in a drought. I know you need something extra. So when you order this book on this live, okay, I will reach out to you and I will give you a coaching session. Why? Because that's what you need. If you're like, man, Krystal, if I could just talk to you for 15 minutes and you can just download this to me directly, order this book, add this book to your cart and say, you know what, Krystal, you're right. I do need a life coach. I've been meaning to get a book coach. I've been meaning to get an author's coach. I will give you a call and I will give you a free coaching session with me. Okay. Because I want you to get this. Once I was low, when I was struggling, I needed someone to pour into me. How many of you need someone to pour into you? You really need a mentor, but it might take you time to find one that's on your level or going where you're going. That's all right. But if you're like, Krystal, you're right. I really need to do something today. I need to, what can I do? I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all book a coaching session with me, it's $256. Why? Okay. When I'm telling you, you can buy a book that's $25, is under 25 with shipping. Okay. The book is, it's not that expensive. Okay. But why does it have a price? Because it has value. And only those who need this and want this is really going to appreciate this. And you remember what it says? I'm going to just segue real quick. The Bible says he speaks in parables so that everybody won't understand. But for those who get the what download, they'll move on what the word is saying because it was what written for them. Okay. Every book you're going to write is not for everybody. I know we might say, oh, this book is for everybody. When I ask people, well, who's your target audience? Everybody. Honey, everybody is not going to have the same interest in this story. Doesn't mean they're not going to be interested in you, but they may not be interested in this. Just like some people are not interested in every song the artist comes out with. They're interested in the ones that what speak to where they are. So you got to find people that are where you were in the book and where you want them to get to by the end. All right. So for those of you who are in a drought, those of you who feel lost, those of you who feel stuck, those of you who want change, those of you who want a mentor, a coach, or someone to just pour into you, even if it's one like surge of energy so you can get going again. How many of you need, how many of y'all ever got your car jumped? Okay. Your battery died. You needed a jump. So you're like, okay, who can I what run to? You don't care who they were. You were in a parking lot on the side of the road, stuck. Okay. And then you were like, okay, Lord, who can I go to help me what jump my car? Why? Because your battery died. How many of you in this live, your battery is dead? Dead. Like it ain't turning. The lights don't come on. Why? Because right now you could be depressed. You could be unmotivated. You could be honestly deciding if you even want to be here anymore. Okay. If you are on the tip of the iceberg, that's not where you want to live. Okay. It's where we get sometimes, but it's not where you want to stay. You're going to have to what? Build yourself up again and pull yourself away from that cliff because that cliff is not going to lead you to where you think you want to be. Peace is not always in people's death. When they die prematurely, when there are things undone, when you know there was still more you had in you. I know when people are on the game shows and they lose on like the first round, second round, what is the number one thing I hear them say? Man, I'm not mad that I didn't win. I'm mad that I went out so what early because I have so much more to give. Okay. If you haven't even put out your first book, but you already quit writing, that is a long way to go, right? They say the richest place in the world is the graveyard. Why? That's the drought. Because people bury their gifts because they didn't see or understand the value. Have people been treating you like that? Have you been treating yourself like that? If that's the case, I want you to grab this book. I want to show you the value in your story because some of you don't know that yet. Okay. So you want to write a book, but you don't know what the topic is going to be. You keep changing the topic because you keep what? Changing what you place value in. Okay. God's goodness. Welcome back, Lovey. How you doing? Thank you so much for being in my fan club, love. I see you. I appreciate you for coming back. Thank you all for continuing to lift up the hearts. We are picking up in the numbers. Let's do a little bit more. We're almost at 2,500 right here. So guys, do me a favor, light up that screen. We're doing it now. Thank y'all. Over here, we are getting there. We still have a bit more to go. So continue to definitely lift up the hearts if you like what you're hearing. I want you to share this. I want you to comment if you can. I want you to get out of this everything you can. Okay. This is why I do these conversations because I know for some of us, this is as close as you might get to me. Okay. You may not buy a book. You may not call me. I may not be able to call you. That happens. But even if that's the case, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to support the live by doing what you can. For some of you, buying books isn't it. For some of you, working with me as a author, for me to edit, ghostwrite, publish is not it. But do me a favor. Talk about what you hear on this live. Do me a favor, share the live, follow me if you can, okay? Put in a comment because these are the things that start to build your value with other people. Why is it important? Because guess what? What if you are a farmer? Let me let you know everybody here got a vineyard. All of us got what? A field. If we all have a field, four sons, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. Little Step, how you doing? Thanks for following. I appreciate you. All of us have a vineyard, okay? And what's in your vineyard matters, okay? Let's say your seeds are to plant what? Squash. My seeds are oranges, yours are grapes, yours are apples. Guess what? We ain't gonna want to eat squash every day. We ain't gonna want to eat oranges every day. We ain't gonna want to eat apples. We ain't gonna want to eat, you know what I'm saying? The same things, because that's what not our diet. Our diet requires variety. Even though I am a writer, an author, an editor, and publisher, I still buy books. Why? Because I see the value in other people's stories. Why do I watch documentaries? I study them, yes, but also because I want to learn from their stories to help me with mine. I watched a movie, a documentary with my husband on Netflix for called The Caterpillar. And it was about people who were so discontent with their lives, they felt like changing their eye color, risking blindness was valuable over the life that they were living. Some of them debated on taking them out of their eyes because they didn't want to lose the attention they were getting from artificial eyes. Why not contacts? I don't know. Okay, if you really want eyes that bad and you don't want to risk damaging yours and having a whole surgery, like they literally had a surgery where they injected into their eyes basically a contact lens for permanent see. Okay. Even the doctor told them, I wouldn't do this and I don't recommend this to none of my family members. Do you know the people going to get the surgery still did it? If the person told you they wouldn't do it, they wouldn't recommend it. Why would you suffer yourself? Because this is what we're doing. We are suffering, we are sacrificing ourselves to people who are telling us, I wouldn't do this if I were you, but you're you and I'm me. And if you want to, it's okay. Whoa. Okay. I want to help you today. If your eyesight has honestly dwindled to a whole nother place, we need to fix that. We need to get you encouraged. We need to get you empowered. Okay. And this book is one that will help you. I know my mom grabbed this book and she said, Krystal, I had no idea you had what survived all that because you've never what said anything. Hi, Gigi. For some of us, we know how to what carry our weight for some of us. But guess what? I had people praying for me. I had places I had to go. I had food pantries I visited, and people gave me a word that gave me what encouragement during my drought. Okay, when I was broke, I needed someone to redirect my focus because my focus was on poverty. I ain't gonna lie, I was everything was scarce. I was scared of everything. I was scared to buy furniture when I got money because I was like, Lord, if it goes away, I don't want to have to what be responsible to move it around. I'm thinking end already. And new things are beginning. If you are thinking about an ending when you're at a beginning, then I want to encourage you how to live in the outpour. Because the outpour is not just for people who are poor, they're for people who need to what change their thinking to not think like this anymore. Okay. Let's say you're not in a drought, but you think like you're in one. You still have the actions like you're in one. You don't want to buy nothing. You don't want to invest in nothing. You ain't going to what? Learn nothing because you're like, well, it might not be there. And here we are 5 years later. And guess what? Books are still selling. Stuff is still working. The earth is still here. People are telling you, oh, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. It's going to be gone. Hey, Jason, good to see you. Poor son, it's good to see you all here too. I appreciate you. So if you are going through this, okay, that's why I wrote this book. All right. In case you don't know, here are some of the other reasons I wrote this book. And I want to encourage you. I want you to add this to your card if I'm talking to you. Okay. If you're like, Krystal, this is me. It ain't going to write itself. Tell them, Dark Lord, it ain't going to write itself. Okay. So if you know you're called to write, if you know you're called to do something great, don't rely on the excuses anymore because excuses are for everybody. We all got them. We all got justifications for failure. That's what I call excuses, by the way. That's my definition. Because if we're looking for one, we'll find it. But guess what? If we have a I'm going to win mentality, even if we didn't win this way, we're not going to give up on winning. Okay, T Marie, how you doing, love? Good to see you. Okay, so if that's you today, I want you to grab this book. Okay. So let me tell you some other reasons I had to write it. Okay. Some things you just got to do because you see stuff that what bothers you in the earth. When you see stuff that bothers you, you got to step it up. You got to do something about it. And you got to do what you can within your means. I'm a writer. I'm a publisher. I'm a talker. I love speaking. I love doing things to encourage and to exhort and to worship. All of these things are me. Okay. I love being a mom. I love being a wife. I love taking care of people. But how many of y'all know I need somebody to take care of me sometimes? I need somebody to what build me up sometimes. I need a mentor too to show me what I don't know how to do. I needed college too. I went all the way to my doctorate and I'm still not done with stuff I want to learn. And I want to let you know when we give up learning, growing, and elevating, that's when we say, you know what, Lord, you can take the oil away. I'm good with the one. I'm good. I filled up enough vessels. I filled up enough education. This is who I am and all I'm going to be because this is what I'm choosing. Look at the choices you're making and what you're cutting off to impact and challenge and change your life for the better. Okay. I want to let y'all know real quick. I got to give y'all love. Y'all know what we do. What happens when we hit 5K? All right, we're over 5K here on author K Lee. So I got to do what I told y'all I'm going to do, which is give you a shade. Okay. So when we hit 5,000 hearts and lights, if you will, I do a shake to let y'all know y'all in the room, y'all in the building. This is my clap to you because my clap with my hands ain't big enough. So I have to shake it. All right. So thank y'all. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Once we get an order in, I will definitely celebrate you as well. So if you want to, I want you to do me a favor. If the book is talking to you, add this book to your cart. I will definitely celebrate you, give you a shout out for sure. But the best part is I'm going to sign your book and I'm also going to give you a call. I'm going to give you 15 minutes of your time, my time. Okay. I'm going to give because I want to make sure that when you get this book, you know what you're doing. Mention that. Thank you so very much. I see you looking at the book. I'm telling you, add this to your cart. I'm going to do it for the first persons on either live. Okay. So the first one on Kaylee Business to add this book to your cart and check out. I'm going to celebrate you and I'm going to give you a coaching session free. Okay. For those here, author Kaylee, the first one to add this book to your cart and check out, I'm going to call you. Okay. And I'm going to give you a 15-minute conversation with me. And I'm telling you, in that 15 minutes, you are going to feel just elated because what we're talking about is just you. Have you ever been in a room and you're like, man, if I could get the teacher to work with me for just 15 minutes, I could get this. How many of you need that today? Okay. If you're like, Krystal, oh my gosh, I'm so serious. I just need 15 minutes, just 15 minutes. How many of y'all know the lady who touched the hem of Yeshua's, Jesus's robe? She didn't get to talk to him. He talked to him for her a couple of minutes after he already what? Power left. Okay. I know there's power on the line. I know that. But guess what? He could have kept walking and let her be healed and not acknowledge it. But what did he do? He says, who touched me? And they're like, man, everybody touching you. Jesus, what you mean? Who touched you? Everybody. He said, no, 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 no. Somebody touched me. And when they touched me, what? I made a difference in their lives. If I'm making a difference in your life, I want you to add this book to your cart. I want you to check out with this book. Why? Because I want to acknowledge you. I want to turn around. I'm not Jesus, don't get me wrong, but I'm using the example to show you what people do when they acknowledge the good you're doing for yourself. I want to acknowledge the good you're doing for yourself because not everybody's celebrating you, right? There are many of us that are going through something, and honestly, we feel alone. We're by ourselves. We're isolated. It doesn't mean you're not married. Doesn't mean you're not around people. It doesn't mean you're a loner. It just means right now you need something. And what you need may not be immediately around you. Okay. And so that lady needed a healing. She needed a physical healing. Some of us it's physical, some of us it's mental, some of us it's spiritual, some of us it's emotional, some of us it's in business. Krystal, just help me. Somebody help me. Okay. So if you've been sending out SOSs, how you doing? My name is Dr. Krystal Lee. I'm here to help you. Okay. All right, let's finish this. So I had no job, but all my bills are paid. If you are going through a drought and your bills are going unpaid, I can tell you right now, my mom thought she would never know the Father like I do, and she's experiencing him now. Okay. The way I had to, the way I had to learn him, the way I had to completely trust him. Okay. So if you need to learn that, here it is. How I had no business to owning many. I own multiple companies. And that's a challenge. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It is a challenge, but it is so good. It's so good to get organized. My accountant, I love him because he's getting me right for some of them. And it ain't cheap. You see what I'm saying? You're going to pay for people's services that you value what they bring. He brings me peace of mind. He brings me order. He keeps people out of jail. Okay. If you want to do things right to get what you deserve and want out of life, invest in the people, invest in this book, invest in yourself, invest in your learning, give yourself time, give yourself patience. Okay. Good things are not built overnight. They're not. They take time. Okay. So allow yourself to take the time you need. Okay. The next thing, not everything was successful to the naked eye, but I blossom all the while. How many of you know there are going to be things you try that ain't going to work the way you think? Meaning, I went to college and I thought I was going to pass everything with A's and B's, but I got some C's. I got some C's. And when I did, I was happy. Why? Because the class was difficult for me. Okay. There are going to be some classes you're going to take in life that are going to be difficult for you. Other people will say, that's so easy. Why are you stuck on that? Geometry was like my nemesis, and they had a nerve to put me in honors when I got to geometry. I said, this ain't even, it's not algebra. How many of y'all know? Some of you are elevating to new places. Hey, Lindsay, good to see you back. Some people are elevating to new places, and we're thinking it's going to be like it was before, and it's not. It's a new day. It's a new thing. So if you are experiencing this, if you're going through this, I want to encourage you, grab this book, add it to your cart, and I want to coach you 15 minutes. Just give me 15 minutes of your time. I can show you what you want to do. And if you find value in that, add this book to your cart. And like I said, it's under $25 with shipping. Okay. Here we go. Here's the next part of the book. Here's the last one. As y'all can see, you can glean a lot from a book just from the description. And if you can't, if your description is only your bio, I want to encourage you, adjust that. Because what if people don't know you? If people don't know you, why would your bio be as impactful? I'm not saying it can't be, but what I'm saying is, aren't there problems? Aren't they looking at books with people they don't know because there's something they're looking for? So put in the book what people are looking for, and then add your bio to show why you are the great or the best person to show them this. Okay. So your bio has a purpose, but it is not necessarily what you may want to go with for the entire back copy, unless your sales strategy is to sell to people you know. Because they're going to say, oh, yeah, that's my cousin. Oh, yeah, that's my friend. Yes, that's my pastor. Yes, that's this. Yes, that's that. And they'll buy the book because they know you. So you are the connection. Okay. But if you look at most of my books, I would say, all, no, two of them. The one I'm coming out with probably in a month or two, that one has my face on it, but I look like a character. I don't look like the author. Okay. So I'm presented as a character in the novel because, yeah, I am actually the character, but I'm writing it from a cinematic point of view. So I want to let you know there are ways to tell your story, and they don't have to be just a biography or a memoir, though they can be. Okay. So I want to encourage you. In business and family, I show you the patterns I have learned for how God speaks and how he can turn any life around. You might say, well, Krystal, man, my life is real messed up. That means you got a lot of turns to do. The Father got what work to do. But let me let you know, what was impossible for you to do to change or impact your life is not impossible for the Father to do. Okay. There is no life that is too difficult. There's nothing that is what? Impossible to those that believe. Okay. But if you don't believe, if you're not acting on your belief, if you are struggling to put something forward, then yes, you're going to struggle because you have not what allowed yourself to breathe and believe. Okay. So I want to challenge you on that today. And I want to let you know, if that is something that, you all are going through, this is a really good book. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to let you know that on here, on this live right now, I am going to I want to add a small but effective, I believe, discount to this book. Why? Because I want you to know that this book is so important. I want you to get it so bad that I am going to reduce the cost for the next 5 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to add a promotion on there. I see Ms. Net, she just bought the book. So she is going to be one of the people that will get a coaching session with me. Okay. I know author Krystal Lee, we have not done that yet, but I encourage you, the first person to buy this book during the flash sale, you are going to get a 15-minute session with me. Okay. So if you do want to get this book, I want you to add it to your cart. I want you to check out. Okay. And when you do, I will get this to you. All right. You guys have done over 6,600 hearts in the live. Thank y'all so very much. So I'm going to show y'all some love. I took $1 off. Okay, so over here, it's already been discounted. So, Ms. Jeanette, you did it right. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you, love. I look forward to meeting and speaking with you. Over here, if you want to grab it, now is the time. Go ahead and use the pins, order the book, and definitely check out during the live. And I will definitely be giving you a call. And I'm going to meet you where you are. And I'm going to show you the value in your story. Okay, that being said, I'm going to read a little bit about this book because I want you to see this book is a easy read. I don't believe in writing stuff that's difficult or that is going to disconnect. DJ Savior, thank you so very much. If you're the one to add this book to your cart, you will be the one to hear from me. I will give you a call and I want to help walk you through the importance of your life, your story, and how to make it make sense. All right. Only need 15 minutes. So it won't be long, but it's going to be powerful. How many of y'all know sometimes you got to understand the value in the little because the little goes a long way. You know, is it saffron? I might be saying it wrong, but when you buy saffron, it's so expensive. Why? Because of what it takes to cultivate saffron. Okay, so when people shake it on there like it's salt, when they shake it on there like it's paprika and it's $1, you don't spend $2,000 on some saffron because you don't know what you're doing. It's hilarious when people go into kitchens and they use this like they use regular ingredients because they don't know the value. Some people are using you and they don't know how valuable you are. So because they don't know your value, they misappropriate your time. They are asking you stuff they could figure out on their own, and what they don't know they should ask, they don't, because whatever they didn't put in their heads. I want to encourage you, don't let these people discourage you or make you second guess what you have and what your value is. Okay. All right. So here's a little bit of it. I want to show y'all something. So this chapter is called The Drizzle. From a drizzle to a light rain. Okay. Y'all know when y'all look at the rain has like cycles or seasons it goes through. It's a cycle it goes through. And so it'll start off as like a mist when you're like, man, is that rain? Y'all ever felt rain and it felt like a spray bottle just sprayed you in the face? So it was actually refreshing. So you're not running out of this rain because it actually feels pretty good. All right. That's what a mist is. It's something that inspires you and makes you feel good in that moment. And you're like, oh, I want more of this. Okay. So maybe that's this live. For some of you, this live is a mist in your face saying, you know what? I want to keep doing this. Okay. If it is, wonderful. All right. And then as this mist develops, it's going to turn into a light rain and it'll turn into a drizzle. And that's where this picks up. Now, there are scripture verses in these books that I reference, okay, that I encourage you to look up. You don't have to, but they're there to, again, give you added value. So you know what scriptures you can pray and how you can see your life through the storm. Because some of us, we need to know a way out. Krystal, show me the way, show me the door. Don't rob me of the door now. Don't tell me I can get out and I can get somewhere and then show me where to go. Okay, I'm gonna show you where I went so you'll know. All right. Again, the Father provided and increased me. While attending school, I couldn't keep up with my jobs. One by one, I quit a job to maintain my grades. When I got down to one job, I stayed there until I landed my first major position in life thus far. I was told that a prominent television station was looking for a paid intern or skilled person from the school that I was attending. There were about 20 of us who applied, and I might have been the youngest. Some of you are saying, but I don't know as much. I'm the youngest in the room, or maybe I'm the oldest. Can there really be something for me? Sometimes you have to be like David and stand up to your Goliath, knowing you have power in whatever you have. I didn't have a resume like the others. I didn't have my certificate yet. I was still in television production school, okay, to get my tech certificate. And while in tech school, I applied to work at the Golf Channel. Now, I didn't know what it was going to happen. I wouldn't say I didn't think I would get it because I knew all things are possible with Christ. However, I wasn't certain that it was a done. I didn't know that it was a done deal. Okay. I was still in the program and working about 6 days a week. I still had a job when I applied to this job. Some of you, the best time to apply to your next job is when you're at your current job. Okay. It alleviates that pressure, the demand, and all of that on your life and allows you to breathe. Okay. Next one, but I applied and I got an interview. Okay. The interview wasn't difficult. Many of the things I knew how to do was because I was playing around with computers on my own time since college after taking production elective courses for my AA degree. Okay. Some of you are like, man, when am I ever going to use my degree? Find positions that will what? Pull on that degree. It will give you a separation. Work on stuff when you're at home. Learn how to use computers more. If you're uncomfortable, do what you're comfortable with to ease yourself into it so you don't get overwhelmed and you quit before you start. Okay. Um, Here we go. I have always had a love for production and storytelling. I didn't think I was going to be a writer at all times of my life. In the beginning, I wanted to be the talent. But that transitioned a lot when I reached production school. I wanted to become a producer, director, and then a writer. So you might say, well, Crystal, how did you get to a point when you got degrees in English and writing minor credits and all that? It started when I was in high school, really. It really did. For me, it was high school. And then at the time, I was still uncertain of how I was going to use the degree because I didn't want to be necessarily a teacher. I've had the grace of being a college professor and teaching English and writing classes, which I still love to do. But at the time, I didn't know my future. Many of us are making decisions and we don't know our future. But the Bible says, worry about today because tomorrow will take care of itself. Okay. So today, focus on what you can do today. All right. So yeah, so I did that. My interest in being out front shifted to the shadows and I didn't mind it. I ended up getting that job. Yes, I did. There was a short list and they tried out another staff member from the school with me, but he fell off in productivity and stopped showing up weeks into his engagement. Some of you are going to get hired with other people. You're going to run in a pack, but I'm going to let you know what's going to separate you: consistency, commitment, dedication, you know what I'm saying? The way you value where you're at in your position, knowing what your goals are and not being afraid but bold enough to walk in them. Okay. So if you're like, man, Crystal, all of these authors are at these events I'm going to, I shouldn't do it. No, you should do it because there are people that are looking for your story. Your story isn't everybody's story. Okay. And you have to know the value in your story. When I come to events with my 65 books, I'm not intimidated to be around other authors. When I had less books, I wasn't intimidated because I know my lane. I know what my books cover. I know the people that are looking for me are going to find me. And I'm not afraid to have that conversation to help them what? Find out if my books are for them or not. I'm not everybody's writer. You won't be either. But the point is, find your following, find your tribe, find the people that love and value what you have. Okay. And don't beat yourself up that everybody doesn't want what you offer. Everybody doesn't listen to country music. Everybody doesn't listen to R&B, to rap, to heavy metal, but there are people that what? Love the industry. There are going to be people that will love you and will want to buy your book, support you, see you do great things. And these are the people you want to invest your time in. Okay. Some of us are doing marketing campaigns and getting nowhere because we're marketing to people who don't need or want what we want or value it. Okay. So I want to encourage you there. All right. Let's see a little bit more in this book in case you're wondering. Again, if you want to grab the book, go ahead and add it to your cart checkout. I'm going to sign it for you. All right. So in the beginning, I wanted to be the talent. I wrote of that. I ended up getting the job. I was on the short list. I kept going and I made it. And kept my position. I worked as much as I could to learn and grow. I was making $125 a day for my time and it was going well. I did this for several months and even was able to work for a nonprofit on my lunch breaks. When people like and love you, they will give you what? A way to accomplish all that you want to do. I wanted to stay working for the House of Blues Foundation. I love working with children and families. I love being an art tour guide. So while I was working at the Golf Channel, I would leave on my breaks to go and do presentations at the House of Blues in downtown Disney. And then I would leave downtown Disney and go back to the Golf Channel. My life was great. Okay. It was great for where I was. It was great for what I needed to know and understand because I didn't know if they were going to tell me, well, no, you can't leave for that long because my presentations, the tour took me 2 hours. So they gave me a 2 hour break, y'all. So this is how good it is. When you're good and people value you, they will give you, not everybody, but they'll give you things they wouldn't do for other people. So if you need to know, man, Crystal, I really want to be home. I need to spend more time. There are jobs that will allow you to work from home. What do you want? What do you need? Lord, I really want to work for myself. Okay, let me train you on how to do that. So when you at work for yourself, you will be successful. Okay. I learned how to work for myself because when I worked for the Golf Channel at first, I was not a salaried employee. Okay. I was a freelancer, which means they paid me a check. I had to pay my own taxes. I had to do all of that. I had to figure it out. Okay. And I want to show y'all something good also. This is what, when you know you're in the Father's will, He's going to what? Turn everything to your good. Okay. And I'm going to show you some of the things that were a challenge, and I'm going to show you how He turned it to my good. Okay. This is what a drizzle feels like. You are getting progress. You're getting somewhere. You're getting a promotion. You're making more money. Stuff is leveling up. Things are happening. Okay. So yes, so I was able to do that. I love art. So I worked for an art program. A drought came and they cut the program. Okay. I love working with the children artists and the public as an art tour guide of folk art, because folk art is when people use inexpensive materials to make art. I love it. I think it's incredible. So about 3 months in, I was alerted of a change in policy. Okay. So not only did the art thing kind of go away, they didn't kill the whole program, but they did reduce all of the tour guides to just being the director and I think one other person. So there was like 4 of us that was at the time doing the tours, that all basically was told there are no more tours. So we just had to figure it out. For me, I already had a job, but for some of them, they did so many tours that it was their job, or at least a part-time job. So now they were the ones that had to figure it out. Okay. So about 3 months into this company, I was alerted of a change in policy. I had to incorporate as a business to keep working for them, or I had to choose to become an employee. How many of you know becoming an employee meant couldn't do other things I wanted to do on my breaks? Because guess what? As an employee, there are new, you know what I'm saying, rules. You got to clock in, clock out, and all that type of stuff. As a business owner and freelancer, I didn't have to do all of that. I can make my own schedule. And so I wanted to be able to what? Make my own schedule, control my life. I wanted to, at that point, I decided to start my first business, which was a production business. And I wanted to go film weddings, which I did. I wanted to do other things. I didn't want to just be stuck at the Golf Channel. So I said, you know what, Lord, I don't even know how to what? Incorporate my business. What did I do? I studied on how to incorporate my business. And I did that. Okay. So I incorporated my very first business at 19 years old. Mhm. And so, yes, you don't have to know it all. I didn't know a lot, but I knew enough to be able to get to the next step. Real quick, I want to show you a resource. I'm going to talk about this more, but I'm going to show it to you. So if you're watching and you're like, Krystal, I need to figure out my business. Can you show me how to do it? Yes, I can. Over here, I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin this one real quick. So if you do have a business and you are wanting to make it make sense, if you're wanting to incorporate, if you're wanting to level up your company, I want to show you how you do that. Okay. Because when I started my company, I didn't have nobody to tell me. I didn't have nobody to guide me. I didn't have no help until honestly, my business was already working. And I'm going to show you all the good news of what happens when you can trust the Father when things are going a little crazy. Okay. So use this pin if you are looking to start your business, grow your business. And I'm going to show you why here in a second. Okay. So when I had to incorporate, that was the first thing I had to do because I didn't want to be an employee at this time. I love my freedom. So starting my business seemed like the right thing to do. I incorporated my business by following the prompts online that I found. It was surprisingly easy to do. I got an email and a letter in the mail to confirm my status as a business owner. I was excited to turn my docs in and receive a pay bump for my daily rate. How many of y'all know when you're walking in destiny, you will not only get the okays, but you will also get the blessings along the way. So I incorporated my company. I went from making 125 a day, and I can't remember if they bumped it up to 150 or 175. I know they bumped it up quite a bit. So I ended up making 175 for doing what was in my best interest. I started my own company and they paid me to do it. When I went to college, they paid me to do that. Yes, if you take yourself seriously and value your time, your resources, your money, because college is expensive and it's still getting higher. So when I had the chance to be dual enrolled in high school, I did that. So if you have students, if you have young people in high school, get them to do them dual enrollment credits because they won't have to buy those classes later. And they are what? Free. And they're not free because it take them time, but it didn't cost them financially. And it now put it back in their pocket. So they're not having to go through college with so much debt. When I was in high school, I completed my AA degree in high school because I was going to night classes. I went to every class I could. I'm in high school, but I'm taking English comp. I'm taking the math courses. I'm doing everything like I'm a college student and I'm still in high school. So some of you are like, how did you do it so fast? How did you graduate with basically a diploma and an associate's degree? The only reason I did not graduate at the same time to get both of those degrees at the same time was because I wanted to graduate with honors. Everything I did with honors. high school, honors. When I got my associate's degree, honors. When I got when I did my certificate, honors. So I want to let you know why. Not because I want to prove how smart I am. I want to prove to you how dedicated and committed I was to what learning the information. Because knowledge is what power. And I knew that. I knew I couldn't just pass the test or get a C or better to get the diploma. I wanted to know what I was doing because I knew I was going to what? Use it. I want to let you know everything you heard, everything you read, don't mean you learned it. Okay. Some of us are doing just enough to get a grade, but I want to let you know you got to think beyond the grade because I had to. As a business owner, it's not about getting A's and B's and making everything. We need a doctor. How you doing? He says knowledge is itself is real power because it is. Yeshua died for our sins and rose on the third day. Yes, he did. Hey, vessel of Christ, nice to see you. I believe that. This book incorporates definitely my belief and my walk with the Father and my elevation. Okay, so I had to not just hear. Bible says what? Don't be just hearers of the word, be doers of it. Why? Because hearing only is only going to benefit you. You know what to do, but if you don't do it, what difference did it really make? If you don't share it with nobody, what difference did you really do? Okay. What difference did it make for you? Okay. But when you're willing to do all that you need to do, you're going to find more is going to be established. The Bible says, in what wise counsel can a dream, a vision be established? Write the vision, make it plain so that others can what? Pick it up, follow it, and run with it. Harriet Tubman made her vision very plain. If they only knew they were slaves, I could have freed thousands more. She did that during a time when everybody would have had an excuse for why she should have failed and just got sold and left her husband. She didn't leave her husband left her. Watching from Dallas, hey, Bachelor, good to hear, good to hear. I'm in Cyprus. So Houston in the house, welcome, Texas, nice to see y'all. Mejanette said yes, okay. So if you want to know, thank you so much. The Father made me this way. That's all I can say. Okay. So yeah, so I want to encourage you. If that's where you are, it's not the end, it's only the beginning, unless you let it stop there. Okay. Allow everything the Father puts in your midst to what? Take you from glory to glory. I let him take me from high school to associates. I let him take me from a community college to a university. Okay. I let him take me to a college that was honestly second best in our state, which is state of Florida. I know we got all the smirks, but I did grow up in Florida, parts of my life anyway. Wasn't born there. But I went to Rollins College, which is one of the number one liberal arts colleges in the States. Okay. So I want to let you know. And guess what? I left that school with no debt. Why? Because I said, Lord, I want to go to school, but I don't want to be in debt. And he what gave me away. He parted the Red Sea. The Father is still parting Red Seas today. They just may not look like bodies of water. They may look like colleges. They may look like businesses. They may look like books. They may look like whatever your Goliath is. He can help you what? Slay it. Fear was one of my things. Not enough was one of my things. When I was first starting college, I was scared because they were putting me in honors classes in high school for college. And I'm like, Lord, really? Ain't this going to be too hard for me? Is anything too hard for God? Okay. No. I remember I went into a theater class. I ain't never built a set in my life. Okay. But in order to pass my director's class, I wanted to do it with excellence. So when I was in this director's class, I'm a high school student now. These are full blown adults in this class. And so there was like, okay, here is the competition. Come up with your skit, pick it, get your actors, train them. Okay. I'm a kid. I ain't 18 and I'm telling grown women how to read lines before I turned 18. Why? Because I knew there was something the Lord was going to use me to do to help people direct where they want to go for their lives. And guess what? I got second place. The only reason I didn't get first place, and let me tell you, I didn't pick up a hammer, I didn't pick up a 2x4, is because the other guy built a handmade set. Like he was a carpenter. I ain't a carpenter, but I had two chairs. That was my set. One desk, two chairs. Can you believe that? I had a desk and two chairs. I mean, like college chairs. Nothing fancy. I didn't bring nothing in. I drove myself to college, y'all. I bought my car cash because I worked at SeaWorld for the summer. And after that summer, I saved all my money and I bought my own car. Why? Because I understood the value from making my own way. I didn't want somebody to own my car. I didn't even want my dad to own my car. Well, the guy that was a stepdad to me. I didn't want him to own my car. I wanted to do it. Because I knew if I built it, if I made it, who could take it from me? Kay Boogie, how you doing, honey? Good to see you, love. I pray your lunch is amazing or your break is. What you doing? Anyway, So yeah, so I want to definitely let you know that. I want to let you know that there is, levels to what ultimately we can do, and the Father can take the limits off. And that's what I show you in this book. Okay. Now, in this business book, I'm gonna segue a little bit because I know I kind of have that one up. So I want to show you. You might say, Krystal, oh my goodness, are you crazy? I mean, this book with shipping is under $100 because it is. It's under $100, but I'm going to show you why. Okay. The first thing I want to show you is that this book is a hardback book. It is in color. Okay. It's going to tell you everything you need. This is like your business in a book. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to build your brand, how to do your mission, vision, client avatar. That's in the book. If you're like, wait, Krystal, what's a client avatar? You need this book because this is how you build your audience. This is how you know ultimately what you are going to target. Okay. Some of us are doing things and doing great things, but we are striving amiss because we're missing the target. Okay. So if you've missed the target or if you don't know where your target is, this is it. Okay. If you know you need a sales cycle and a sales strategy, but you don't know what that means or you don't know how to put one in play, this is it. Okay. If you know you need a website and you don't understand QR codes or how to have a digital business card and some of these other things, this is it. Okay. I want to let you know that there is a way to build your business. But here's the thing. What I don't want to do or you to do is to buy this book. This book sold in Germany, guys. So this isn't just an American book, which I love. I love when my books go international. So this one is sold in other countries. And with this book, I'm going to literally show you how to do what you need to do. If you need to build your tagline, if you need to find out who your tribe is, if you need to create your logo, if you need to understand how to use graphics, build them to make promotions, I want to show you how to do all of that. And as you can see, the book is in color. The book is simple. It's not a hard to read book. I write the books myself. I don't use AI. So I'm going to show you how this book reads, okay? In case you're curious. You're like, Krystal, I mean, the book looks real professional, but is it going to go over my head? Because if it's going over my head, I ain't buying it. I don't blame you, okay? Another thing I want to let you know is when you get this book, I'm also going to give you the outline bundle, which is $20. I'm going to give you that for free, okay? In addition to that, I'm going to give you a consultation with me, and I'm going to show you how to use the whole book to do it, to do these things yourself. You're going to use this book, you're going to use our conversation, and you're going to build your confidence. You're going to build your confidence to launch your business right. Okay. So if you're in business, this is going to help you get better. If you don't know how to automate your business, if you don't know how to send out automatic emails or triggers and have text messages sent out with you not having to do everything and be everywhere because you're only one person. So if you need your business to work and have a digital assistant, stuff like that, I'm going to show you how to do it. Natasha, thank you so very much. I see you. Okay. And I'm going to give you a $156 consultation for free. I'm going to give you a $20 outline bundle for free, which is the short code to the book. You might say, well, Krystal, give me the short, give me the easy stuff. Give me the lowest details first so I can see where I need to go. That's what the outline bundle does. I'm going to show you what's in that in a second. Okay. So this is how this book reads in case you're curious. Okay. Let's take some pressure off. I know coming up with a slogan can be difficult. How many of y'all know getting a slogan or finding something to say that's less than 7 words, ideally under 5, is not as easy as we think. For most of us, we need sentences to describe what we do. Okay. If someone was to ask you, hey, what's your elevator's pitch? Do you have one? Or do you just fumble and you just sound like you haven't practiced it? You don't know it. It's not what in you. So I want to show you how to put what you need to be in you. So when people ask you questions, you're sharp. People call me this. That's what people say about me. Krystal is sharp. And you want to know why? Because I sharpen my skills. I sharpen my wisdom. I study to show myself approved. And I put it in a book because a lot of authors, they come out with great books, but they have no business savviness because they've never started a business. So how are you going to do something you don't know? How are you going to try something you haven't tried? For some of you, you've been to conferences, you've paid for courses, you've done all of this stuff, and guess what? Stuff is still undone. If that is you today, if you are in this live and you're like, Krystal, oh my goodness, I've spent so much money to start my business. I spent so much money to understand. I spent so much money and I've made no money. I want you to honestly take a look at this. Don't just take a look at it. I want you to add it to your cart and I want you to check out why, because you need to have a conversation with me. I can show you how I built companies. My companies, yes, but other people's companies too. And I can show you how to work on your budget. Being honest, if you are starting a new company and you want to know, Krystal, how much money should I really have? Should I really plan to invest? No less than $500. Why so much? Because one, if you get my book, it's going to be $100, but that leaves you with $400 to do with what I'm going to suggest. You're still going to need a logo. If you don't want to make it yourself, you're going to hire somebody to do that. Okay. If you need a website, which you do, to be honest, everybody isn't buying on websites. You're better off probably doing lives and selling from social platforms. It works just as good. Okay. But websites show people when they Google you or search you that you're viable. Okay. If you don't have a website, people don't see you because they're like, oh man, they ain't even online. They probably what? A scam. Okay. So what do I do when people call me and leave me messages claiming to be a company? I look them up. And if I don't see you in a proper channel, meaning through the Secretary of State, having a legitimate website, because you can have a website and it's a scam too. I Google to see if you're in the BBB. I look to see what people are saying on the Google reviews. Are they real people or just, paid people that people pay to just fill in the numbers? They're not real clients. Then I go back and I look to see if the person actually did what they said. So for me, my authors leave me Google reviews. And you can actually Google their names, find their books, and find me as their publisher. What does that do? That gives me credit. That shows that I am really who I say I am. That means if you work with me or I send you an invoice, your money isn't going into the abyss. You are not getting scammed. You are not sewing into something that is somewhere you don't know. We have a website. We show you where we work from. We are upfront with our pricing. We don't have secrets. I know some companies, you're like, man, how much does this cost? They don't want to tell you. Why not? Why you won't put it on your website? If it's the same, if this is what it works, why is it not something in writing? Okay. Be wary of companies that won't put certain things, nothing in writing. Well, if nothing's in writing, how do you know what you're buying into? Okay. So these are the things I show you. I show you how to work on the language. All right. So here we go. Okay. I commend you for the work you have done to give your brand legs to stand on. Now we are going to work to further develop your brand. Defining a company's brand is essential for building a successful business because it sets customers' expectations. Okay. Brands are expectations. It's not necessarily what you offer, it's what people's perception is about what you offer. Louis Vuitton is a brand. Okay. But it's really just what? A clothing company. Okay. There are billions, if not true, it's a lot of clothing companies. We can all agree, right? But the brand of Louis Vuitton is what we perceive about their clothes. And the brand could get bigger than the product. Isn't it amazing? One person can sell a shirt for $10, $20, and another can sell the same shirt for $250. What's the difference? Brand and branding. Okay. So I want you to understand, if you are an author, if you are a customer service company, if you are a product based company, nonprofit, your brand is what separates you and helps people to attribute value to what you offer. Okay. And for some of us, value is if they're going to give you their time, their money, their energy, or etc. Okay. So you want to build your brand so that you can actually solidify your sales or get into marketing. It's hard to get into marketing. People don't know your brand. Why does Coca-Cola and Pepsi and these big boys run commercials? Why do they still do it? Because they have to keep their brand in front of us or we'll forget. No matter how big you are, anybody can fail. Okay. So as you build your brand, you have to keep doing it. I know some of us are not feeling doing lives. I want to encourage you, go live. You want to go live. Why? Because as you go live, you start to find your audience. You start to carve out the people that want to hear you. You start to develop your brand. You start to see who wants to buy your products or your services or whatever it is you offer and you're doing. And this will build your confidence. Going live is just as good for you as it is for everybody else. So if you have not been going live on any platform, but definitely the one you're on right now, I want you to consider going live. Get comfortable with people saying weird stuff. Get comfortable when people try to distract you. Because in real life, you're live. There is no hold on, pause. No, it's live. So you're going to make mistakes. It's all right. Okay. You're going to sometimes say things and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. It's too late. Let it go. Don't block your whole live or your conversation or your pitch because you stumbled in the beginning or you stumbled on this. Let it flow, let it go, and let people who can relate to you being imperfect but great connect and find you. Okay. So I wanted to say find and connect at the same time. Have you ever done public speaking? Yes. I actually train people on how to do public speaking. I've been doing public speaking honestly all my life, from either entertaining as an actress to pastoring, or not pastoring, but preaching, so I minister too. So in all of that, you have to go before people. What gives you that calm, even keel? You got to know it. You got to know it, because as your audience increases, sometimes the pressure does too. Like, you might be real good at talking to 10 people. No stutters, no nothing. But all of a sudden that audience goes to 250 and you're like, these people ain't my cousins. These people what don't know me. These people I gotta prove something to. So when we feel like that, we might feel like we have to do more than we really have to do. You just have to be consistent to your nature, consistent to you, and you want to know what you're doing wrong so you can fix it. Okay. When we don't have someone that can hear us and see us objectively, then we assume we're great or we assume we're terrible. And neither one may be true. Okay. So what I do is I listen to people's speeches. I actually help people to write speeches. I help people to build presentations. And in that process, I can show them what they could do to be better. I recently had one of my clients she was nominated to win a prize for being a recognized business in her sorority. And I said, okay, let's do this. She said, Krystal, help me write this. So I said, okay, no problem. So what I did was is I went over what she wrote and I told her the flaws. Okay. After she corrected the flaws, well, actually, I corrected the flaws. That's the editor in me. I was like, nope, you don't need this too much. Nope, done. Nope, everybody will understand this. Remember, your audience, you have to keep your audience in mind when you're doing stuff. D Little, thank you so very much for looking at the book. I see you. I appreciate you. Okay. So I want to let you know that if you are there are ways to navigate. Okay. And I show people how to navigate public speaking because it is a must when you have your own business. When people say, okay, stand up, introduce yourself, that's your chance to do a pitch through an introduction. Don't waste the introduction. But you also don't want to come off as a sales robot where everything is, yes, if you guys come to me, you're going to get buy and buy. No. That's not the way you do the best sales. The best sales is relating to your audience, building a connection and a bridge so that those who need what you're offering will come to you and say, man, I heard you say this in your introduction. Do you help people to do this? Like, what would something like that look like? What would it cost? It's meant to get people to come to you. So when I do lives, my objective is to get people to, yes, connect with me, to be able to like when I'm sharing, if they do, and to find the people that are looking for me and what I offer, and for me to find them. Okay. It does go both ways. Just as you are vetting my life, when we're friends, I'm going to come to yours, or I want to know what's in your books and stuff like that. So consultations help me to find people. Other ways do too. So I definitely want to let you know that as well. So yeah, if you are having questions about that, that is one of the things I would love to share with you. Okay. Real quick, a check in. We're at 7,700 hearts over here on Author Kaylee. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been doing so great. As you continue to hear what you love, lift up those hearts. Our next goal is 10,000 hearts. So we are getting there. Over here, we're just under or just over 500. So I would love for us to see if we can reach 1,000 on the line. If that's possible, definitely tap that screen and throw up the hearts like this. And as you do, it will definitely increase our numbers. It will let more people know we're in the room. And if I can answer their questions, I would love to. Thank you all for watching as well. I do see you. I want to make sure I acknowledge you as well. All right. So building a brand. This is important. How people see your company is important. Okay. Here we go. When defining your company's brand, start by identifying your core values. When I help people write books, start businesses, the first thing I ask is, what do you value? What's your purpose? What are you trying to achieve? Where are we going with this? Because this helps me to direct you or give you a consultation that really is going to help you and impact you. So with these books, that's going to be what I'm going to ask in that consultation. So when you leave the consult, you're going to know exactly what to do to launch your business right. Okay. For under $100, I'm going to show you how to invest the 400 that's left. Okay. And make it count. All right. Some of that is going to go to ads. Some of that is going to go to subscriptions. because you're going to want to have Canva or something that will help you to make your graphics so you don't have to make everything. Okay. And then you're going to share those graphics on your social channels to build awareness, to make sales. Social is great, but social is not the biggest way you're going to make money in the beginning. The biggest way you're likely going to make money is doing live interactions, which is why public speaking is so important, because you're going to have to speak for it. Even on your lives, who's talking? You are. So if you are not ready to go live, let me help you. Let me coach you on how to go live. Okay. And if you want coaching on how to go live, you can reach out to me. Definitely. You can buy one of my books. I'm going to show you how to build your confidence, because what you really need is confidence in your story. Okay. So if you've not been confident in your story, that's the first thing we got to deal with, is that. All right. Okay. So as let's see, hold on. What do you hope to accomplish as to sourcing your mission and vision? Ask yourself, what does your company stand for? And what do you hope to achieve through your business? Then consider which of your target audience's values your product or service. The objective is to create a brand that resonates with your customers and not just your ideas. One of the key things I've noticed with a lot of people is we make things that make us say, I like this, which is good. That's the start. But you are not just your intended audience or client. Everybody else is. So when you're making your books, when you're making your recipes, when you're packaging your products, think about the people who's going to buy what you're selling, order, stuff like that, because they're your clients, they're your customers. So you want to put your packaging to make sense for them. You know what I do? This is how much I take packaging and everything seriously, and I want to encourage you to consider it. Okay. So when people order that book, I'm adding value to it. One, I'm going to show you how to use it. Most people that sell you college books, they don't come and be your professor. They're not going to give you a one-on-one call to make sure you know how to use their books. They're relying on the college, and the college is going to charge you $250 a class to teach you how to use the book you bought. I'm teaching you free. All I'm asking you to do is buy the book. And when I do these lives, you ain't got to buy nothing. You can take what you can from the lives. But how many of you know there is more to business than what I can share in a live? Okay. So if you're like, Krystal, I need more, then I'm talking to you. Kofi, thank you so very much for looking at the book. I'm talking to you. Okay. So as I'm talking to you, I want you to add this book to your cart. I want you to check out. Why? Because this is going to get a call with me, with you, and I'm going to show you how to use this book. I'm going to show you what you need to do. Okay. In addition, because I believe if I'm going to give you a book and I'm going to take you to college, because again, y'all, I have been a college professor. I've taught business principles. I've taught English Comp 1 and 2. I've taught an English dissertation prep class for master students. So yes, I'm very savvy in what I'm doing, and I can help you. Okay. I've built websites. I've built stores. I've used QR codes. I know how to use Canva. I know how to do media. I've been in production for too many years, over 20. Okay. That's enough. I ain't gonna say no more. I started when I was 5. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not bashful about my age, but I want to let you know I know how to do this. I've been doing this a long time. Okay. So I'm also going to give you this outline bundle when you buy the book. If you say, Krystal, I would love to get, everything you're saying, but right now I got $25. What can you get? How can you help me? The good news is you can just get the outline. If right now getting the bundle, which is under $100 with shipping, I want you, or taxes, because it's free shipping with these books. The books come with free shipping, guys. Okay. But there are taxes. I can't get rid of those. But I want to let you know that. All right. So in this, in the hold on, let me find it in the folder. I'm going to pin that. So if you grab this, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to give you the short code on how to launch your business right. So I'm going to give you the highlights of what's in the book. Now, how many of you know that means it won't be as detailed, but it's going to give you the details to know what you need to do from here. Thank you so very much. I see you. I appreciate you for utilizing the pen. Okay, so in here, what's in the folder? All right, real quick, in here, I'm going to give you obviously a blue folder because that's what it's in. All right, I'm going to give you a highlighter. The colors varies, so it ain't all pink. Just so you know, you will get a pen from me. You will get a notebook, and you are also going to get Post-it notes. Why? Because if you are writing, if you are researching, if you have the book, you may not want to write in the book. Okay, I have a good book, y'all. I wouldn't want to write in it. But if you want to, I want to give you what you need. And if this book is just for you, write in it. Make it yours. Make it easy for you to follow what you need so you can see your progress when you open it up and where you need to go back to. Okay. That's the only reason we don't write in books is because we think we're going to give it back to somebody else. I'm telling you, this book is a repeat book. Use it over and over again for every business because every business starts the same. Okay. Thank you so very much, Shelly. I see you. Big Niche, how you doing? Thank you for being in here. I also saw one other person as well follow me. Thank you so much, John. Hey, baby boy, what's up? How you doing? Alton Ellis, what's up? How you doing? Becky, the lady, the healthy lady. Nice to see you in the live as well. I appreciate you. So I want to definitely let you know the next thing that's in here, which is probably one of the most valuable things, is the outline. Okay. So I'm not just going to show you, or tell you some stuff. I want you to think through the details. Okay. So here's the packet that you're going to get. In this packet, I'm going to show you everything that I can help you do as a business consultant and coach, and what this packet ultimately is going to show you how to do. The first thing I want to make sure you know how to do is set up your business in the broad stroke. Okay. So, yes, like I was saying, your business is made up of several categories: your mission, vision, brand, your brand development, client avatar, sales structure, and sales cycle. Okay. So if you're here, these are the things that ultimately you're going to want to understand. Okay. This is the short descriptions. The books are much longer. There's whole chapters, whole sections on how to do things. Okay. So if you want that, I want you to grab the book. But if you got if you're on a different budget, or if you want to put your toe in the business, this is a good way to. Okay. I'm also going to give you a business roadmap. All right. What's a business roadmap? This is for people who say they want a business but don't know what the business is. Okay. So if you don't have your business figured out, if you don't know what you want to do, you just know you want a company, or you need side income, a side hustle, something like that. I want to let you know this is a really good way to find out what your concept could be. Okay. Because in this, we're going to start with an idea. What are your ideas? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What do you enjoy doing? And then we're going to go from there. We're going to build your mission. We're going to get you a process. We're going to show you how to test the market. We're going to let you know what a client avatar is and how to create a good one. Okay. We're going to help you develop the pitch. We're going to show you what testing looks like, help you develop some patience. And then we're going to show you what a CTA is, which is a call to action. Okay. So just like right now in your business, you have to be willing to call people to do something. Because if you don't, they don't know what you want them to do. Do you want me to follow you? Do you want me to comment? Do you want me to share? You might say, well, Krystal, that's basic, but it's necessary. Okay. You have to tell people, call me if you need this. This is what a CTA is. That's why in commercials, call us right now. Call to action. Okay. Here we go. Here's the next thing. This is the business guide. Let's say you have your product, you have your service, you have your market, you know what you want to do. So here, you're going to start with your product or your service. There's a description on what your product and how to define it. Sales, got to understand sales. Sales is critical. Okay. Sales is a heartbeat of any company, because without sales, there is no money and there is no revenue. What are we doing? Okay. The next thing is, are you in the right room? Sometimes you're not making the money because you're talking to the wrong people. Get around the people that need you, that are looking for what you sell or you offer, and then make your pitch to people that are ready to also engage. Okay. Yes, you're going to find people that are not ready. That's it's part of the business cycle, but you want to make sure all of them are not ready. Some of them got to be ready so that you'll be able to move your company forward. Next, you got to make an offer. Okay. So when you go live, make sure you are making an offer. Make sure you are letting them know something you want or need them to do, so they'll know how to support you. Some people don't support your lives because you don't ask them to do anything. Okay. Be very direct and say what you need them to do. And then, give that invitation. Next, you got to let them say no. Some people are going to tell you no. In fact, a lot will. In business, you're going to hear no probably more than yes, especially for a season. Okay. Don't be alarmed. Don't get angry. Don't get bitter. Okay. Allow yourself to learn from the answers. I'm going to show you how you learn from no's in here. But again, it's more developed in the book. Another thing, sales cycle. You need to know what your sales cycle is. You need to know what a sales cycle is too. Okay. God wins. Thank you so much for following me. I see you. I appreciate you. Zara, thank you so much. Author in the house, for being here. I appreciate you. See you. Okay. And then lastly, customer service. How many of y'all know the reason why we love Chick-fil-A is because of the customer service. The reason why we kind of skip lines and don't hang around in certain restaurant lines, because we know they take forever, because of the type of customer service we're getting. Okay. Or customer experience is another way to look at customer service. If it's not good, you want to work on that. Another thing I want to show you in this packet is the 8 benefits of a CRM. If you don't have a client relationship management tool, 9 out of 10, you need one. Okay. If you are making money, if you are consistent, if you are looking to organize your company, your ideas, your website, your posting, social, all this stuff, bring it all into one place with a CRM. I build CRMs for people, I manage them for people. So if you quit your CRM, because you didn't know how to use it or build it or preserve it or run it or make money with it, call me. Okay. So when you order these books or you order this packet, I'm going to show you the answers to what you're seeking. So if you're like, Krystal, I heard you say something about automation. I need to automate my emails. I need stuff to go out automatically. How do I do that? Can you help me? Yes, I can. I built these for people. I make it make sense. So if you need me to help you make it make sense, I want you to order one of these books because it's cheaper than booking a consult with me. Okay. So I'm telling you, consultations, I get them all day. But what I really want is I want you to get the resources, because the resources mean you don't have to take notes during the calls, because I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to answer questions you didn't even ask me. Why? Because I know you're needed to get forward. Hi there. Hi, Drill. Nice to see you in the live. Drill Sergeant in the house. I appreciate you. We're at 8,200 hearts, guys. You're doing great work over here at Author Kaylee. Our goal now is 10,000. So we just hit 8,300. Continue to lift up the live. We are getting to 10,000. All right. In the back of this page, I tell you the type of services that we offer. Okay. So if you need help, I also show you how we can coach you. Everybody doesn't need me to do everything. I can show you how to do this. Okay. And if you want to know how to do this, reach out to me. Definitely add either the book. If you add the book, you're going to get the outline free. Okay. You're going to get the backpack and all that good stuff that comes with the book. And you're going to get the bundle I just showed you. Okay. And again, it's under 100 books with shipping. And it's also coming with free shipping because I'm paying for it, because I believe in it. I know it works and I believe in you. My only question is, do you believe in what you're building? And can I help you finish what you start? That's my objective. Okay. Now, I know I mentioned writing and telling your story. So I don't want to end the live without going over write anything easily. Okay. So if you're in this live and you are a author and you're looking to tell your story, okay. If you're like, Krystal, I've been wanting to write a book. I have everything. At least I think I do. Or maybe you don't know enough. Okay. Sometimes when we don't know enough, we feel like we have to do more, or we may feel like what we have isn't enough, and it actually is. So I want to help you today. Okay. So I want to share this book real quick. This book is a hardback book. It is in color. It does read easily. And it is my process, my SOP for how I work with clients as a publisher, as an editor, as an author's coach. When people ask me to coach them, they need this book. Why? Because I need you to know what I know and go through it with you. I become your professor. Okay. I told y'all I taught college level courses. I know what it means to be a writer, to master English, to know how to do some things. And I want to show you how to make it easy, because not all of us wants to go to college for writing. That's all right. You don't have to. I'm going to show you how you can tell your story and make it make sense and keep an audience and know how to build back copy and all this other stuff. I'm an inspired author. It's time for you to begin. Hey, CC. All right. So if you know you've been sitting on your dream to write and tell your story because you're nervous, or because you say, well, what if it's not good enough? Or you got questions, I want to welcome you to grab this book. Okay. Why? Because I'm going to show you how to use it. So if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars to publish your book, to go through a publisher, this consultation I'm going to give you, you're going to get this book and I'm going to give you a consultation. And then if you want to work with me, if you say, well, Krystal, I love what we're doing. I feel you. I feel like you're perfect. You were sent to me. I want you to help me publish my book. I can help you publish it. I can help you ghostwrite it. I can help you edit it. I can help you distribute it all around the world, reach 44,000 outlets. Okay. So if this is what you want to do, I can show you and I can help you do it. I do this all day. Okay. For me, I've published 65 books of my own. Okay. You can go to author KLEE on anywhere. You can Google that and you're going to find me and you're going to see all of my books. Okay. What I want to show you is this is how I did them all. So if you're like, well, what about children's books? It's in here. Well, what about my biography? This one right here specializes in telling your life story. So if you are wanting to tell your life story, add this to your cart, check out, and I'm going to show you how to use the book. Okay. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. I'm going to show you what you need to know about the business. Do you know most indie authors can make $10,000 with their books? The way I show you. Because let me give you some basic knowledge. Okay. I share this in my consultations and even more so. All right. But one thing I want to let you know is most new authors sell 500 copies lifetime. So what does that mean? That means if I'm selling 500 copies, I sell them at $20 a piece, I can make $10,000. See how easy that is? You might say, well, Crystal, I know that sounds really good, but what's the chances of me really doing that? How do you know that's really, possible? Because last year alone, I sold 1,000 copies of books, not one singular book, but various books across my categories. Okay. And when I was building my categories, I was still able to sell books. I could do an event and sell 200 copies. I was leaving events making 2,000, 3,000, all kinds of stuff. So, yes, it is possible to publish your life story and sell enough books to make it an income. Now, will it take time? Will you have to invest? Will you have to build? Yes. And you got to look at, okay, what do I need to do to make the math match? Okay. And if you don't know that, that's what I'm going to show you with the book and in the consultation. Okay. So you will know, okay, for $100, you're going to show me everything? Yes. Is $100 enough for you to invest to have the potential of making 5,000, 10,000, saving money? Okay. Because I'm going to show you how to do that too. Yes, I am a publisher. I am a ghostwriter. I am an editor. I do help people finish their books in 90 days or less, no matter where you're at in the process. If you wrote something, if you wrote nothing, I can help you publish your books 100%. Okay. My only question is, are you committed to your process? Are you committed to answer my calls if I call you and say, hey, here we are, your edit's ready. Go ahead, read through it, take your time, let me know. And once you send it back, we'll go to formatting. That's what I do. I communicate with you. We are a company that communicates with you, that takes you every step of the way. We're not leaving you. Robert, thank you so much for looking at the book. We're not leaving you. Okay. We're in this with you. So I'm telling you, this $100 is actually $100, but this less than $100 investment you could make in your book journey, your authorship journey is beyond worth it. If anything, I'm going to show you how not to make decisions that make you waste money. Pick publishers that don't know what they're talking about. Pick publishers that will charge you for every book you print, and they're not going to help you sell it. We don't do that. I don't take any of your money. You own 100% of your book. You own 100% of your royalties. You can see where your book is selling. You can add more books that you publish to the same account I help you build. You own it. Okay. I am showing you how to own your own business and not have to go through another business just to get your business started. How many of you say, Crystal, that is valuable? I'm cutting out what? Middlemen. You might say, well, Crystal, if you're a publisher and you cut out publishing fees that most publishers take, how are you staying in business? Because I know my worth. I know that I'm so good at writing, editing, and ghostwriting stories that when you want to do it again, you'll call me. And guess what? If you don't call me to work with me, you'll call me to tell me your book's coming out. Why? Because I build relationships with my clients, with my customers. You know me, I know you. Okay. That's one of the best things about my company. We're not a run of a mill company. We're not out here pitching stuff and never talk to you. And the people you talk to are just, as some of us might say, they're peons. They can't do anything. They can't help me. They can't work with me. I do that. I work with people. I'm approachable. I am a real human. I tell you I am. I do work for the United States. I have multiple locations where I do have reps, but we are accessible. All of this is on our website, okay, to show you that we're real, all right? And we come on lives because lives show you the real, okay? If you never see people go live, look at that again. Because why are they not going live? How come you cannot approach them? How come they only have an AI answering service? So annoying. We do not have an AI answering service, okay? Because I don't like it. I don't like that I can't talk to a person when a person is taking my money, okay? I want to be able to talk to who's taking my money. Don't you? I would. So I come on live so you can talk to me. Let me know what you need. Hey, Krystal, I just got the book, got some questions. Good. Let's do your consultation. I'm going to answer all your questions. Okay. Oh, you showed back to back and different. I do. I'm on two. I'm on both of my things. So I'm on author Kaylee right here, and I'm on Kaylee Business right here. So I am on both my TikToks at the same time. So if you're wondering, and of course I'm showing my love to other platforms as well. But I want to make sure that y'all all get this, okay? Because I know I talk about it. I mentioned my other ones, but yes, follow me if you haven't, okay? I'm author Kaylee, and my business is KLE Business, okay? On everything. So you can find me. I want you to find me, and I want you to know I can help you. Okay. So if you're like, Krystal, my goodness, you are like a breath of fresh air. Good. Add this book to your cart. If today ain't the day, if you're like, Krystal, I want it, but I got to wait till Friday, or I got to wait until, do that. But add the book to your cart so you can find it. I do sell out of these books. I actually sold out and I just got them back in. So if you want your books, if you want to talk to me, if you want to take this serious, Lo, thank you so very much. I want you to add this. Thank you so much for adding it to your cart. Add it to your cart. I'm so serious. And then when the time's right, check out. Okay. I'm going to sign it. All right. I'm going to make sure you're good. I'm going to make sure you know what you're doing. And when you know what you're doing, you can what? You can go do it over and over again. You can be like me. You can come out with more than one book. I know some people say, man, I got a real good book. Is it just one? That's what I ask my clients. Do you have one book or multiple books? And they're like, oh, I never thought about that. I know, because nobody asked. They assume that they only got one good trick. No, some of us, we are going to be what? A repeat author. And this book is definitely for you. If you're like, man, Krystal, I could come out with more than one book. Yes, I'm going to show you how to find multiple books in one story because I've done it. I have 3 different books. I'm going to show you the next one. Embrace Your Crown is another book series I wrote that includes elements of my life. Okay. Y'all saw Look for the Drip and Expect the Outpour. That was the first book I shared on the live. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another series that has parts of my life in it. And none of them have the same things in the books. Why? Because there are more stories that we can tell that we just don't know how to attribute value to them. Okay. Not every book needs every single thing that happened in your life if it's not going to the point of the book. Some things you don't need to even mention because it doesn't have anything to do with the book. In my first book, I'm going to show you that one too, real quick. Let me find this. In my first book, it's called Alone but Never Lonely, and the subtitle is Catherine. Okay, there it is. Okay, it took me a minute to find it. All right. So I'm gonna pin this book so you can understand why I wrote it and the benefits of it. Okay. So I told y'all already, I am a certified international transformational coach. But how many of y'all know I don't do one-on-one coaching? I usually come on these lives, and these lives is actually how I do coaching. Why? Because I know time is expensive. And to get on someone's calendar and to do that, part 1 and part 11, except I'm telling you, I know to get on people's calendars to do coaching sessions can be costly, right? Ain't nobody trying to go broke to do or to get what we need to get ahead. That's my point. I want to make it make sense. So for people who want to work with me, I say, hey, look, come to my live. Let me coach you for free. Okay. But buy the book so you don't forget what you're learning and you can keep going beyond the live. Okay. So if you're like, Krystal, I hear what you're saying. What you're saying makes sense. I need what you're saying. Then this is the book that I want you to get. Okay. I want you to get this one. Why? Because a lot of us that are stuck, a lot of us that have not stepped forward or stepped out is because we are dealing with some of the things that hold us back, hold us hostage. See, thank you so very much for looking at the Write Anything Easily book. We're looking at things that are holding us back, discouraging us, making us second guess and all that type of stuff. Then you need to look at what you're doing. So if you're begging people to acknowledge you, love or respect you, or what you're doing, you need to embrace your crown. You need to embrace the fact that you're on earth. You ain't going nowhere, Lord's willing. And the only question is, are you going to achieve what the Father has for you? Okay. And if your answer is yes, Krystal, I want to do that. Show me how. This is the book that I coach people through to do that. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So in this one, I'm dealing with 7 things. I'm dealing with your time, how you're using it, investing it, or wasting it. Okay. Because all 3 are capable. I'm going to deal with your purpose. Your purpose is in you. Thank you, C, for adding this to your card. Okay, love. You are dealing with your purpose, and your purpose is not outside of you, floating around, waiting for you to find it. Your purpose is born in you and with you and for you. Okay. The only question is, are you burying it like the wicked servant did, or are you going to embrace it like I encourage? Embrace your crown and move with it. Okay. The next thing is patience. You got to have patience, we all say, but how many of you, if you're honest, you're too patient? You're so patient, nobody respects your time. You're so patient, people will say she'll wait, he'll wait, and they got you waiting for everything. Everything. If you're tired of having people, to make you wait when it is not something that you should have to do, people should what? Want what you have, value your time like you value theirs. And if there's a disconnect, there's a problem. And the only question is, where is the problem? Okay. Missy, thank you also for adding item number 3, book number 3 to your card. I appreciate you. Okay. So then you have patterns. What patterns are you making in your life? Okay. Are these patterns that are building you or breaking you? And do you recognize the patterns that you do on autopilot? Many of us don't recognize our patterns. We're just living. And for some of us, we're trying to live our best life, but we live in the worst life because our patterns suck. Okay. So if your patterns suck, if you're on it, my patterns, I'm going to tell you, no lies. At one point in my life, my patterns sucked. And guess what? So did my life. So if your life is sucky or on the brink of disaster, we need to look at your patterns. And I'm going to show you how to find them if you don't recognize them. Okay? Because not everybody looking at you is honest. Some of them are. Some of them are haters. Some of them honestly want to discourage you. So when they show you your patterns, you're so discouraged, you feel like you can't do nothing about it. That's not a good reason for someone to show you your weaknesses, you know what I'm saying, to exploit you. And if they're doing that, then they need to stop it. And you got to stop them because they ain't going to volunteer to stop doing something you let them do. You got to stop them by getting boundaries. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to build boundaries. I had to do that too. It's a challenge, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Next thing, wants and desires. What are your wants and desires, and do they connect? Lord, I really want a great job, but do you really desire it? Or do you believe that nothing good is coming? Do you believe I'm just stuck here because this is where I'm at? I need to go back to college, but you ain't going to college. So then you justify staying where you're at. How many of y'all know some of the smartest people in the world don't even have college degrees? They don't even have this stuff. Well, we're saying we got to have it to get to the next step. But some people that we don't even know already did more than us and didn't have to do what we had to do. Now, some of us will have to go. But the question is, how are you going to get there? I know we all ask that question. And I want you to ask yourself honest questions. Lord, if I got to go back to school, how am I going to do that? He'll show you. Sometimes it means working less. Sometimes it means taking a loan. Sometimes it means don't take a loan. Try to get a scholarship. That means write that essay. That means go do some stuff. That means go volunteer. That means go work for a company that will give you what? Credit, give you money to go to school. So many companies do that. So why are you saying what you can't do? Look for ways you can make it happen instead. Okay. Another thing, what's your atmosphere like? Are you around toxic people? Are you around people that ain't doing nothing so they don't encourage you and you don't encourage them? Everybody is looking like, oh, hey, ain't nothing happening in life, so ain't nothing for me to do. So they don't do anything. So if you've been feeling like, okay, nothing's happening, I want to encourage you to change that. Another thing, lifestyle. You know, your lifestyle is a choice. Your lifestyle is created. Okay. The way you choose to live your life is your lifestyle. All right. So if you don't like it, change it. You might say, Krystal, that sounds real easy. But it can be. Mhm. So I want to encourage you. It doesn't have to be difficult. And the last thing I want you to do is I want to show you how to transform and go beyond change. That's what this book is dealing with. So if any of these topics are things you're dealing with, if you're begging people to see you, acknowledge you, love you, and respect you, I want you to start with this book, because this book is going to give you a real good experience. It's going to be through my lens in the beginning. And then I'm going to set it free and I'm going to expand it to other people that I've met that have been crushed by family, friends, comments, jobs, careers, our own choices. And they have put us in these weird places where we have closed all these gates, thinking we're saving ourselves. But really, many of us are delaying ourselves because we're not allowing ourselves to make changes that must be made to walk in new places. Okay. All right. So the next book in this series is actually dealing with unbelief, because a lot of people feel like, oh, the reason why I didn't do this, I didn't make it, was because what I don't have. I want to let you know it's not necessarily because of what you don't have. It's because how you look at what you do have. Okay. Some of us are looking at what we have as the problem or what we don't have as the problem. But the real problem is neither one of those things. The real problem is how do you value what you have right now? And if the short answer is you don't value it, you're not going to see any worth in it. Okay. So then you have to go back and build up your worth in that area, not because it's not there, but your ability to see it. Because your problem is not your biggest threat to progress. Here's the subtitle. Your biggest progress your biggest threat to progress is unbelief. I don't really believe I'm going to make it, but I want to. I don't really believe my life is going to change, but I hope it does. So we're wishful thinking instead of practically operating. Even James says, I'm going to show you what I believe based on what I do. It's not going to be just what I'm saying, it's also going to be what I'm doing because those things have to communicate, they have to connect. Okay. So if you are struggling with linking what you believe to what you're doing, this is for you. Okay, so here are the chapters that are in this one. You don't need magic, you need power. Truth Talk, how you doing? Welcome back. So if you don't need magic, you need power. The question is, where's the power coming from? All right. Wisdom is power. Wisdom, I believe, is something the Father gives. Wisdom. Knowledge is everywhere. Okay. You can Google and research and get information, but there is power, okay, in getting wisdom and wise counsel. So if you don't have wise people, if you don't have a consultant, if you don't have a mentor, if you've never gotten a business coach or a book coach or someone to show you something you don't know how to do, today is the day I want you to get empowered. You don't need magic, ibbity bobbity boo. What you need is someone to help you. Okay. And if it's spiritual, you need God. If it's mental, you may need to go to therapy. You may need to do that. Do that. Make yourself better. Get great. Okay. I want to encourage you. There are times in our lives when we need it. Okay. If physically life is imbalanced, you may need to see a doctor. You may need to see a personal trainer. You may need to go see a nutritionist. Okay. A dietary person. Whatever you need to do, holistic doctor, get help. Okay. Because wishful thinking and magic isn't going to change it. Okay. What you're hoping for to pull you into more things that will distract you and lead you down roads you didn't want to go. All right. So I'm going to encourage you. The next thing, you have to make room for miracles. I want to let y'all know real quick, miracles are not wishes. Miracles come to those who are obedient and faithful. Mhm. The Father gives miracles to people who have been faithful. We're like, Lord, we're praying for what? A miracle. If you're praying for a miracle, you are going to what? Tap into faith. If you're tapping into faith, and that means you are what? Working as if what you are believing for, the miracle, has already happened. Okay. If you've been working in reverse, if you're like, Lord, I just wish you would, what does wishing do? Give us an excuse to do nothing. If you could just wish upon a star, how many of us ain't gonna do nothing to get to where we are? We're not gonna do nothing to get to where we want to go because we're thinking the wish is gonna do it all. How many of you have already learned wishful thinking doesn't get you where you want to go? It doesn't. Now, goal setting can, right? Because we got to work. You are very correct. That's what Truth Talk said. Okay. So if you have been just, oh Lord, I pray one day, that's wishful thinking because you're not doing anything with the prayer. If I'm praying for something, I'm moving as I'm praying. Hey, Lord, I know I'm about to call this person. I just need you what? To work and give me favor. If your prayers are not similar, okay, I want you to know, I'm not saying I'm the master queen of prayers, but what I want to show you is what you can do with prayer. You can ask the Father to what? Direct you as you move, but don't assume he's going to give you direction and do it for you. People say, fix it, Jesus. What if he says, I need you to fix your attitude because you say you want this, but in order for me to give it to you, I'm going to need you to be what? Balanced. I'm going to need you to be stable. I'm going to need you to become a better steward over your finances because it's not just about you. Now you got employees. Now you got vendors. Now you got freelancers. So you need an accountant. Oh, Lord, I don't want to pay an accountant every month. That's expensive. Well, honey, you might not be ready to go into that level of business because right? Every business is making a lot of money got an accountant. Every good business that's doing a lot of stuff got a lawyer. And there are ways to make it in reason, right? Get legal shield, make it make sense. Okay. So I want to encourage you. There are ways to do that. Okay. So I want to let you know. So I want to encourage you. These are the things that you want to look at. Unbelief. Your unbelief will have you waste your time or feel like using your time is wasting it when it's not. It's building you, it's making you, it's encouraging you. How was that ever a waste of time? People will say, oh, I'm about to go to this child's basketball game. I'm about to go waste my. No, because you're investing in your child. You're saying that I value what my son is doing. I value what my daughter is doing. Okay. And if you're valuing what they're doing, you're going to what? Show up. I never say it's a waste of time to go do something I choose to do. Why? Because I'm investing with every. Father told me that He's going to turn everything to my good. So if I go to a basketball game, I'm like, Lord, who we gonna meet? Because you can meet your next client when you ain't looking for him. There are plenty of people. I met my client in a grocery store once, and I was on the call talking to one of my clients. They overheard me talking about publishing, and they said, "Hey, can you help so and so with their books because they trying to do it?" And I end up getting a client and a longtime friend. She's like my sister now because I met her pastor at a grocery store and he introduced me to her. And this is how connections are built. Okay, the king, how you doing? Thank you for looking at the book. I appreciate you. Okay. So if you are wondering, Lord, am I wasting my time? I don't believe what I'm doing is working. I don't believe what I'm doing is going anywhere. You need to add this book to your cart because it's not everybody else. Harriet Tubman believed that she had something to add, even though everybody around her told her she was garbage, told her she was property, told her she was damaged goods. Because y'all know she had a head injury. And even with a head injury, she was able to save her mama, her daddy, hundreds of people she never knew. She came back for her husband. He didn't come for her. It was the other way around. Why? Because she had something he didn't have. She had belief. He had none. He had no belief. He thought she was dead on the road. How many of y'all know that? That's why he picked a new wife. He says, oh, I didn't see you. I just figured you was what? Gonna die. He had no belief she was surviving. Some people in your life have no belief in your business surviving. Some people don't believe what you're doing, you're going to achieve. So they what? They don't buy it. They don't believe there's what power. Then she say, ain't I a woman? She did. Ain't I a woman? Because these are the excuses people will give you. Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You from our hood. You know, our family ain't did nothing like that. I mean, why you gotta go? I mean, do you really need college? It's so expensive. You ain't gonna make that money back. Where is your belief? Where is your faith? Where is the things that we say we have when it matters? Okay. So that's why I say miracles come to those who are what? Working. The Bible says signs, miracles, and wonders will follow you all the days of your life. You mean they follow me all the days of your life? So even when things are hard, they following you. Even when I gotta make calls I don't want to make, yes. Even when people tell me no, yes. Even when people tell me some of the worst things, you mean to tell me miracles and signs and wonders? Yes. Yes, all of us go through things. Blind, then diagnosed with cancer. What did the father do? People said I'd be dead years ago. Wow. Truth Talk said that people said that they would be dead years ago, but God said no. They were diagnosed with cancer. They were diagnosed with blindness. Okay, but they're still here. So when we have, look at what's the girl? Miss Keller, was it Helen Keller? Helen Keller was blind. She taught the world how to do braille. Blind. So we would say, "Oh, you ain't gonna be able to do this." Look at the White House. Well, look at there. He says, "This person says they're here." So I want to let y'all know if y'all are here, celebrate you being where you are, because it is a big deal. It is a trial. If you're not dead and gone, there is still more that can come out of your life. What I need you to do is believe in it. Okay. So here's the next thing in the book. Okay. Know the promises. You got to know the promises you made to yourself, the promises God made to you, and the promises others are making that matters. Thank you, Lord. Still miracles exist. That's what C says, Miss Denise. 100% true. Miracles are still happening. Okay. They were, they're real. Okay. Know the promise. I want another thing too. I want y'all to dare to dream again. I know some of you have kind of got out of dreaming because stuff got awkward, didn't work out, fell apart, disappointed you, broke your heart. And so now you don't want to dream about nothing. You say, I'm gonna be in what reality? That dreaming thing don't work. Why? Because what you tried didn't work the way you thought it would have. And let me tell y'all, I started multiple businesses. Some businesses I started twice. And then I found a better way to do it every time. Okay. So what I don't want you to do is say, Lord, this thing didn't work. I quit. I'm throwing up the towel. No, look at what you've done. Okay. And I'm going to show you the reason why some of you are failing is because you're not focused. Okay. The fact that I am here is a dream. That's what Truth Talk said. Some of y'all been through some things and people look at you and say, how on earth are you living? How on earth are you encouraged? Are you walking? Are you happy? because the Father can do things that what mystifies the simple. And he uses all of us to do it. This is why you got to tell your testimony. This is why you got to write your book. This is why you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. Okay. Missy says also, let me guess, you're going to help us. The Father's going to help. This book helps. Okay. So everything I'm telling you now is expounded upon in this book. So if you are dealing with unbelief, it's in here. Okay. So that is the truth. So I am a coach. I do help people to transform their lives. But guess what? I'm not the one doing the transformation. You are. People might say, what do you mean, Krystal? Ain't you going to transform my life? No, I'm not. You are. I'm going to empower you to do it for yourself. Why? Because that's the value. The value is not in my knowledge. The value is in you getting my knowledge and making it applicable or using it to your advantage, to your good, to your benefit. It's not for me. It's for you. And that's what good people do. That's what good books should do. It should teach you how to do it, not tell you about it and then make you come to me to buy it more. No, when you do this, this is it. Okay. Next is you working it out. I'm giving you the guideline. I'm showing you the post. Now I need you to what? Walk it out. Okay. But for many of us, we don't know how to walk it out, which is why I created this. This is me coaching you, and I coach you for free. Every first Sunday at 4 p.m. Central, I come on and I teach from all three of these books interchangeably because we're all using different facets of the process of embracing your crown. Okay. So if you got the books, you're going to know where I'm at and you're going to say, man, she said something. Let me go to that chapter today. And you're going to be able to what? Go and dive deeper. But for those of us who don't have the books, you won't be able to because you won't know what I could not say in that live. Okay. Didn't have enough time. All right. Get the book, read it, do the coaching, and your path will appear. That's what Truth Talk say. I 100% agree. I'm going to put some hearts on that one. Okay. So if you like what you're hearing, definitely lift up those hearts. We're at 9,500 hearts over here on Author K. Lee. Thank y'all so very much. We're 500 away from the goal of 10,000. I would love to get there before we end the live. So if you like what you're hearing, definitely do that. And then over here, we're almost at 1,000. So we are getting there. Our goal is 1,000. If y'all like what you're hearing, lift it up. If you like the books, do me a favor. If today ain't the day to order it, that's okay. But what I want you to do, I want you to add it to your carts and I want you to know where it's at for when you're ready. Okay. Buy it when you're ready. But here's the thing, buy it. Okay. Because this is the action. Hey, Bunny. But these are the actions. These are the things that will bless you. Okay. This is how you start to make other people see what you believe, see what you invest in, see how you spend your time. That's what you really believe in. Okay. If you don't feel like, oh, today is just my lazy day, you're going to do lazy things. But how many lazy days are you having? How many lazy moments are you having where you're like, man, I really can't afford another lazy day. I really need to do an investment in me day. Okay. And I believe this live is an investment in time. If y'all have been blessed, thank y'all so very much for letting me know. Truth Talk. Thank you so much for, looking and grabbing this book. Okay. So I want to let you know, this is why I do this. Is because I know what it took me to come out of a rut. I knew what it took me to come out of drought. I knew what it took. And it took more than one of these conversations, which is why I write it down. Because guess what? As you're going down this road, you might need to come back and reference this. You may need to pull this out and have some. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm not sure. It went offline for a second. So prayerfully y'all are still with me or you'll come back. All right. So here's another thing. Kick negativity. Okay. You got to kick negative people out of your world, meaning out of your thinking. Okay. You might not be able to leave them because they're your family members. They might still want to, hang around you. And you got to know, okay, look, you can hang around me, but if you're going to bring that kind of energy, I'm going to ask you to leave. You got to establish boundaries that you enforce. Boundaries only matter when they're enforced. If you're not going to enforce them, they're not there. Why? Because you're not using them. It's kind of like having money sitting on the table. If you never use it, then it doesn't, for some of us, it doesn't exist because we don't acknowledge it. Nobody else does. So it's not real. Okay. It becomes real when you make people do it. All right. Do you teach how to write ebooks as well? Yes. Yes, I do. So the same way you write an ebook and a formatted printed book is the same. So when you get this first book, the one that I believe you already added to your cart, it's already going to show you how to write a book for any format. Okay. Because I believe in everything you get from me to work across the board. All right. I am putting out another book that's going to be more detailed and showing you step by step on how to format a book, format an ebook, and format an audiobook. That's coming out this year. So when that book comes out, I'm going to add it to the cart too. And I'm going to show you how to do it all step by step. But this book is meant to show you how to do it all. Do you edit and publish? Yes, I do. So if you want to meet me and honestly work with me, and when you get the book, you're going to see how good I am. And honestly, any of my books are going to show you how good I am. And that's why I'm transparent on how many books I have. That's why I share these books on both of these accounts, so that you can know, okay, yeah, she's real. She's the truth. You can look up my name and find me everywhere because I am. All the books I tell you I have are accessible all around the world. 65 books. They're there. Okay. So yeah, I want to let you know that too. But the short answer is yes. So if you would like to work with me, I'm going to just pin this one up real quick because you asked for it. This is the one you want to get if you want to work with me, have a conversation, and get a game plan to write and publish your book. It doesn't mean you have to work with me, but having this book is going to show you how to work with anybody, whether it's yourself, whether it's another publisher, whether it's me, my company. I want to show you what to expect. That's why I put everything in here. And I'm going to give you the consultation to go with it. So I'm going to show you I'm going to show you everything you don't know. Okay. Because this is how we get in trouble. This is how we waste money. This is how we get frustrated. This is why a lot of us quit, because we get taken advantage of because we didn't know what we didn't know. Okay. Thank you so much, user. I see you looking at book 13. I appreciate you. Truth Talk. Thank you so very much. Add the books to your cart so you know how to find them. And then when the time's right, check out with the books. They're all coming signed. Okay. I am the author, so I'm going to sign your book. I'm definitely going to reach out to you so you'll be able to connect with me. I believe in customer service. I believe in being approachable. So if you need me and you have questions, hit me back for sure. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the unbelief book. I just wanted to let you guys know that real quick. So if this is making sense, if you're like, Krystal, you're right. You're right. My belief is lost. I am honestly not on the same level I need to be on. I'm really just kind of trying. And some of us, we might even be lying to ourselves saying we did everything we could, knowing we didn't do everything we could. Because if we did everything we could, we would see a different result. How many of y'all know when you really, thank you so much for adding it to your cart. How many of you know when we really try something, we see results? Okay. Even if you don't get as far as you wanted to be, you're not where you was. Okay. You learned something. You did something. You achieved something. That's good. And that's what I want to see for you. I want to see you try. And as you really try, you're going to start seeing results. Over here, in case you needed it, I want to make sure I share that as well. So the book that we're on is the second book in the Embrace Your Crown series that deals with unbelief. I'm almost done. All these chapters, everything I'm telling you right now is in this book. Okay. Now, yes, when I do my lives, I make this book even more real. So when you get these books, I want you to come on my lives, and I want you definitely to ask your questions. If you have questions, if you're going through the journey, if you want to, connect with me as a mentor, there's a way to do that. Those details are in the book. Okay. If you need me in a more regular sense to be able to help you get through the book, I do that. Okay. Because I want you to get it. Definitely. If you haven't followed me yet, please do that while you're on the live. I would appreciate it. I want to give a shout out real quick. I want to let y'all know we did 10,400 hearts so far on author K. Lee. So I want to give y'all what y'all deserve, which is the acknowledgments. I appreciate y'all being on this live, lighting up the screen, because that's what only you can do to let people know what we're doing. So let me give you y'all kudos. Thank y'all so very much for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Over here, I want to let y'all know we're at 900. Our goal is 1,000. So we are only 97 away from hitting 1,000. So light up the screen if you like what you're hearing. If you're new, welcome to the live. Thank y'all so much. Miss C. Denise said this, guys. She says, I just thought about a young lady who was inspired as well here on TikTok. I'm getting ready to tag her here now. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. Yes, if you have somebody that needs to be in this room, go ahead and tag them. Send a share. Definitely lift up your comments. I would love to interact with you. And definitely follow me so you'll know who I am, where I am, and when I go live and again in the future. Because I'm going live. How many of y'all know I do this? Because I want you to know who I am. Okay. So definitely. And I want to see us get to 1,000. So guys, if you like what you're hearing, lift it up. All right. So after we go to kick negativity, the next thing I want to show you to do is to take courage and work. Notice I said take courage and then work. Because if you only take courage, if you only get excited, if you only get bold, but you don't do nothing with that boldness, you don't do anything to push it forward, then you're going to be sitting on really good ideas that you do nothing with. You're bold because you'll talk about it, but you're not doing any work because you're not doing anything to release it. Okay. So I want you not only to cultivate and to nourish what you have, but I want you to find a way to release it, to what? Magnify it. Okay. If you want to do more, the Bible says what? Fill the earth and multiply. That means do more. That means make more. That means make others, teach other people to do it. Disciples of men. That means to teach other people how to live this life. So if you want to teach other people how you live this life, encourage them to live this life, this is how we do it. We share our stories. We overcome by the hearing of each other's testimonies. So I want you to share your testimony. I want you to be a witness of what you've accomplished with the Father. I want you to do what only you can do for the people you are sent to. Okay. So if that is something that you are looking for, desiring, I want to encourage you and show you how good and great that really is. Okay. So you're doing something great. Don't get discouraged or disconnect from your goal and your vision. Keep it in front of you, which leads me to the next book. This is the third book. Here it is, third book in a three-part series. Okay. Here's the third one. I'm going to let you know the chapters so you'll know what's in it because I know that's important. I want to remind you this series is my coaching series. Okay. So, yes, these books are $25 when you order the physical books. Okay. And the reason why is because I am coaching from these books. I'm going to teach you using these books and I teach you for free. Okay. Why do you teach for free, Krystal? Because I know the value of what I'm doing is going to impact your life and I want to bless you. Okay. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to tell your stories. I want to encourage you to walk by faith. I want to encourage you to pursue your purpose and live your dreams. All right. In order for me to do that, okay, which is my purpose, by the way, that's my purpose in life, is to help people to achieve theirs. And it's funny because I've heard so many prophecies where people say, you love supporting everybody and putting everybody first. And now God is putting you first. I've heard that prophecy multiple times in my life. And I want to let you know when the Father says he's putting you first, it doesn't mean that putting you first, everybody else is asking or there was nobody else that's going to be on the journey with you. In fact, a lot of people are. The kingdom of God is looking for you. The body of Christ is looking for you if you're a believer, because we are all connected. Okay. If you're in the industry, there are people in the industry that are going to get inspired by you. So tell your story. Don't be afraid. Don't look at little me and big you and stuff like that. Don't do that. Know that your story is yours and there's a reason and a purpose for your story. And I want to encourage you to live your dreams, yes, and achieve all that you need to achieve. Okay. So if you like what you're here, lift up those hearts, let people know so we can reach those goals. Over here, our goal is 1,000. So we're getting there. Do you do interviews on podcasts? I will. Yeah, so if you have a podcast that you would like to interview me on and for me to share content from any of these books or things that I'm sharing and discussing, feel free to message me and I would love to answer your questions and learn about your podcast. For sure, for sure. I co-host a podcast called Give Me Something to Work with Melvina. She's on all platforms as I Am Melvina. So if you look her up over here, you will find her. And we co-host a podcast together called Give Me Something to Work With. It comes out, we have an episode on the 25th of every month. So yeah, it comes out at 10. It's on Spotify. It's on iHeartRadio. I publish podcasts. So if you do need help with launching your podcast and getting it on 14 major networks, Apple, Amazon, iHeart, all that good, you're on platforms, then I can help you do that too. Yeah, but Truth Talk, I would love to definitely connect. CC says, or Miss C says, what's funny, I started writing and was prophesied a few times I was going to write. Glad I ran across. I'm telling you, that's what I did too. I wasn't thinking nothing more deep than what I was doing. I was just trying to be faithful. And then the Father said, there's more. And then I had to come out with the next book and the next book. And here I am, 65 deep, and I'm still getting titles. Write your titles down, write them down. Even if you're not ready to write the whole thing, Still do that. Each book is an episode in itself. I'm telling you. So yeah, let me know your topics and I recommend the books for the episode. So that's normally what I do. Okay, so we're in the third book. This one is to sharpen your focus. So if your focus has not been sharpened, I'm going to show you how you know if you need to do it. What's the process? I'm going to list the chapters for you. Okay. And then we'll go from there. So in this one, you first need to know what you seek first. Okay. I see you. What are you seeking first? Are you seeking first the kingdom of God so he can add everything else onto you? Are you seeking first what you want? Are you seeking first what other people want for you? Where's your margin? How are you scaling? How are you assessing what you're doing? Because it matters. What are you seeking first? Who are you seeking first to please? That's another way to say it too. Okay. Next thing, where's your beginning? Where are you starting from? Are you starting from ground zero? Are you starting from the middle? Are you starting with a leg up? Do you have people that can make your journey easier? Are you leveraging those relationships or are you scared? Where are you starting? Are you starting scared? Some of us, we are so scared. Okay. I want you to be honest where you are because I want you to see how far you go. You won't know how far you come if you were honest about where you were. Okay. If you're like, man, there was a time when my life was a mess. For some of us, it still is. Okay. Know where the beginning is. And if you're at the beginning of a new thing, be honest with yourself and say, Lord, I'm at a beginning, or self, here we are. And be honest, because when you're honest, you'll know what you need to get forward. Okay. Next thing, what do you believe? I got a whole book. The previous book was on your unbelief. Okay. This one's based on what do you believe about what you're doing? Do you believe that it's successful already? Do you believe that you're going to make it? Do you believe that you have something that's valuable? Are you still struggling? Are you figuring things out? Because when you're going through these mindsets and these problems or these thoughts, okay, there's a lot of stuff that's going to try to hit you and try to discourage you. Okay. But what do you believe is how you stand through a storm. If you don't believe, then you're going to find that you're going to strive and miss. All right. So I need you to check in to what you believe. All right. Next thing. Now, these are the three gates. So in this one, there are three gates to sharpen your focus. Okay. And the subtitle is Don't Let the Voices Distract You Anymore. How many of y'all are listening to other people's voices about your future, other people's thoughts about what they say that you do or how they feel you do, and if it's quality or not? If you've been doing that, I want you to stop being distracted from doing what you got to do, listening to people that ain't even for you. Michael, I also want to tell you thank you for following. I do see you. Okay. So here are the three gates. Adjust your focus. The first thing I want you to know is if you are constantly moving and shifting away from the goal, maybe it's not the goalpost that move, but it's you. Maybe you took your focus off the goalpost because somebody told you, hey, I don't like your hair. Did you see how she came out? Did you hear his voice? He ain't really that smart. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's just the carpenter's son. That's Mary's baby. Joseph ain't even his real daddy. I bet you they were saying stuff. How many of y'all know they were saying stuff like that? Why? Because they're still doing it today. There is nothing new under the sun. Everybody has someone who what is trying to confront something good, working, under development, or bad about us. But we can what let that shake us and get us off of focus. We have to stay focused and committed to what we said. And sometimes that means what? Adjusting our focus and getting back because our vision got what? Blurry. Our future got blurry. We started thinking maybe I ain't gonna make it. And guess what? So were your actions. Your actions started saying, I ain't gotta show up to that job. I ain't coming to my company. Ain't nobody gonna be there. I'm not doing my lives no more. How many of y'all know there are times where I have to check myself to this day because lives are not easy, but they're worth it. Talking to people when they're telling you no and you're having to encourage and it's work. And for some of us, we're like, man, Lord, if this man, I ain't got no sale today. I ain't got no sale yesterday. Father, how am I going to make it? I don't want to do anything new. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing because it makes me feel good that I'm trying. But if you're honest, there was more that you could have done. There was more that you need to do. Okay. And if you're finding that to be true, I want you to challenge yourself to do it. Okay. Here's another thing. You need to remember what you did before. Some of us are like, oh, it's in the past. I don't want to remember it. Some of you are repeating old failures because you're not remembering what you did before. I don't want to live in the past. Honey, we're not trying to make you live there. We're trying to make you not go back there. Some of us are going back to bad spending habits. We're like, oh no, I ain't broke now, but you will be if you keep spending like you used to, because guess what? You had poor spending habits. That's why you were broke to begin with. You didn't what? Regard your money. You didn't invest. You didn't do this. You didn't invest in yourself. You didn't get no rest. You ended up in the hospital, but now here you out. You barely out the hospital and already talking about yelling and doing all this stuff. Madam CJ Walker, her biggest problem was her health. Why? Because when she was sick, she didn't take care of herself. She didn't take time off. She kept going, 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 building a business because she thought money was power. And what did it give her? It put her in an early grave too, because she didn't take no time off. Some of us are putting our relationships in early graves. Some of us are losing marriages. Some of us are losing relationships with our children because we have not stopped to slow down long enough to value the people we're doing it for. Slow down. Make sure you're building bridges with the people you love and care about because they need you to. Yes, your business needs you. Yes, writing needs you. Yes, it wants you to be consistent in writing daily. But wow, health is wealth. It is. It's very important. So slow down. I have to tell myself yesterday, I was like, Lord, I got 21 things to do. But what was one of the one things I had to do? Spend time with my husband. Why? Because I value my marriage. I value our relationship. So, yes, there are times when you could be doing other things, but you're going to have to slow yourself down and say, you know what? I don't want this to be something I sacrifice. So let me be obedient instead. Okay. Never forget you are beautiful and wonderfully made. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. So I want to encourage you, for some of you who needed that reminder today, there it is. Tap on the shoulder. Look at the people you're building, everything you're building for, and keep them in the what? Keep them in focus. Okay. Keep them in focus because some of us are listening to the news. Some of us are listening to statistics. Some of us are listening to things that would tell us the world is ending and we got to build this nest egg and we got to build, build, build. And we're not even building the people we're building it for. They won't even want it because they will see it as something that robbed them of time with you. So if you are building something and leaving your children out, change it. I write books, but I co-authored 14 of my books with my children. Why? Because I don't want them to be in enmity with my books. The Bible says what? The world and the Father are in enmity with each other. Why? Because they're both competing for your attention. The world wants you to do it its way. God wants you to do it his way. So we are what? We are in between a war. And if you don't realize there's a war going on for your attention, for your affection, for your thinking, for your emotions, for your spirituality, it is. And when you realize that that's there, then you can make really good decisions because why? You're focused. Okay. Some of us are unfocused because we don't know what to focus on. We're like, Lord, what's important? So if you need to know that, take inventory. The best way to do it, take inventory. Look at what's going on in your life. You don't know what to focus on. If you don't know what's broken, you need to what? Fix what's broken, what's working. He says, I'll leave 99 to go get one. Why? Because the one is broken. The one needs help. The 99 are sustaining and doing fine. But this one I need to fix because when I fix it, guess what? Now I'm operating at 100%. If 20% or 50% of your company isn't working, why not? Ask the questions. And if 50%, look at what you need to keep. Some of us are holding dead weight and it'll never work for our company because it was never meant to be with the company. Cut it off. There were things I invested in as a company and I realized it didn't build a company. It was what? It was a liability. And so I had to cut it off because it wasn't producing. But I still had to what? Keep the company viable. So I had to prune my edges. Some of you need to cut some stuff out. Sometimes we need to cut stuff out of our diet. It don't mean stop eating. It means stop eating certain things. Maybe eat less of it because it's taking out too much and it's not giving enough back. Okay. Inventory. All right. Another thing. Here's the last gate. Put it all on the table. I know for some of us, we are not willing or comfortable with putting it all on the table. So we'll say stuff we know we can do. So we're not disappointed if we don't reach it. So we're really limiting ourselves and don't even realize it. So if you've been putting out only enough or this amount that you're comfortable with, I want to let you know the Father wants to be in the big things. He's in the small things already, but we don't need him to walk when we can walk. We need him to walk when we can't walk. And that's when we want lean on him. But I want to encourage you that through your easy days and hard days, he wants to be there for you in both ways. Okay. And your companies and the things you're building, you want to do that as well. And then lastly, the book ends with how to transform and go beyond change. Okay. So that's the third book in the series. Now, one thing I want to encourage you to do, if you say, Krystal, I need all them books. How do I get all of them? All right. I want to encourage you. If you get all of them or want to get all of them, I want to give you a way to do that real easily. You can do this. This is going to come with free shipping. Okay. When you get all three, you get free shipping. You're also going to get a bundle from me. I'm going to show you what that is here real quick. And after this, guys, I'm going to end the live. I want to thank y'all for getting to 1,000 hearts over here on Krystal Lee Business. I want to thank y'all for getting to 11,300 likes over here on Author K. Lee. We did it today. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And when you get all three of the books, I want to show you what also comes with your order. You're going to get 3 books. Yes. You're going to get free monthly coaching every first Sunday at 4 p.m. Central to help you with the books and knowing how to use them. And you are going to get a folder that looks like this. Okay. It's going to come in a, don't judge me, y'all. It's going to come in a pink envelope mailer like this. You're going to recognize this straight at your door. So when they come in and they walk into you, because they can't put this in your mailbox, they're going to put it at your door. Okay. And when they do, I want you to see and be excited because great things are about to happen in your life and for you. Okay. So what's going to happen? What's next? You're going to get a folder that looks like this. All right. Inside, you are going to get a highlighter. You're going to get a pen. You're going to get a notebook. And there's also going to be over here is going to be an outline packet as well. So in this packet, I'm going to give you a rundown of each of the 3 books. So let's say you might say, well, Krystal, I want the books, but it's going to take me time to go through them. But there might be certain things you need, and you may not want to have to wait, okay, to get to that chapter. Welcome to Embrace Your Crown. Okay. So in this, I'm going to step you through it. Been working on my manuscript for 2 years. I trust it in your hands. Thank you so very much, Dark Lord. I appreciate you. I'm going to just tap you in. I appreciate you. I would love to help you. Okay. So you can reach out to me. I would love to help you. Buying the book is the best way because, of course, it reduces that consultation. You get it free and you get the book. And then we can just come up with that game plan on how to work with you. And I'll discount that off of your services. So if you do want to work with me as a writer, author, ghostwriter, or publisher, I will give you the 100. I'm actually going to give you more than $100 off, by the way. I give you more than that off. So when you do choose to work with me, you will get a credit back for what you invest in the consultation. It comes off on services. Okay. All right. So here we go. So in here, I'm going to show you how your transformation is starting now. All right. It's a real good write-up, guys. It's going to show you how the program works. Now, one of the things that is different, when I first started this program, I was on Eastern time. Now I'm on Central time. So now the Embrace Your Crown series is on Central time. So that's the only thing that's different. But I talk to people who have their own businesses, people that help people that are managers, executives. And then I also talk to people who just realize a lot in their lives needs to change. If that's you, I want to bless you. Okay, so here's this. I'm going to give you a check-in. In this check-in, you're going to be able to see where you are. You're going to see what you're going to build. These check-ins are what I give you every month. Okay, every month, I'm going to give you 6 points to a topic to help you check in with yourself and see where you're going and what you may need to embrace for the month. Okay, and then I'm going to give you a rundown of what's in that book. So if you're wondering which of the 3 books you need to start with, you can use the packet to find that out too. Okay. On belief, I show you the 5 gates and then I give you a blurb and I help you to understand that one. Same thing with sharpen your focus, which is the 3rd one. Okay. And then, like I told you, if you do need mentoring, if you would like for me to go through each of the books with you or just have a mentorship session with you, I want you to use what you have on the back. Now, when you get the series, I will call you. And I will have a conversation with you just to see where you are, encourage you, and let you know I see you and I appreciate you wanting to embrace your crown and do what you need to do to go from where you are to where you want to be. Okay. So if I can bless you with this 3-book series and a call from me, I want you to add this book to your cart. I want you to check out and I want to help you to honestly embrace where you are and where you're going, which I think is more important. Yes, knowing where you are is first, but where you want to go from here is what we're going to build. Okay. So if I can help you to do that, I want to encourage you to grab the series and we'll go from there. All right. So now at this point, I want to thank each and every one of you for being on this live. We went through a lot of work, y'all. We've been on here for a minute, and I thank y'all for the orders. I thank you to the many of you who've added books to your carts. I thank you for the many who will contact me so I can help you to write, edit, or publish your books and your ebooks. I do both. Okay. If you have an audio book, I do, and I can help you do that as well. It's going to be the same process with writing the story and editing it, but editing the audio is different, uploading is different, and where you upload it to is also going to be different. And so, yeah, I want to show you how to do that. So, if this can bless you, I want to bless you and I want to show you what amazing work we can actually do, especially when we put our minds and our hearts and our efforts into the same thing. So, if I can help you and bless you today, feel free, reach out to me, add the right book or the mini books that you want to grab from my collection to your cards. Check out. I will autograph them. I know, Jeanette, I'm definitely going to be sending your book. Thank you so much, very much for being live and on this live. And for many of you, I've seen you add them to your cards. Talk Truth, thank you. Over here, Miss C, thank you so very much. I know you were on here as well. And there's a couple more. So I know I just want to tell y'all thank you. And I see y'all and I appreciate you over here. I know a couple of you use the pins as well. So thank you so very much. I look forward to your calls. You can always go to my profile to connect with me. If you want to reach out to me, my contact details are there. And again, we are excited to work with you and see you in the very, very near future. Okay. If you haven't followed me, follow me now. That way you can do that. Over here, Kaylee Business. I wanted to make sure I acknowledge 1,000 hearts. So I wanted to give the shake just to say thank you. All right. I appreciate you over here. We did 11,000 today. Thank y'all so very much for being open and available and willing to be with me on this live and doing all that y'all did to make this a great live. Okay. Miss C says, you have been encouraging, inspiring, and a blessing. Thank you so very much. That is my goal. That is my purpose. And so I'm excited that I am fulfilling it. And now my charge is to ask you to allow me to help you fulfill yours. So if you are looking to write, edit, publish, or ghostwrite your story, please reach out to me. If you are looking to launch your business, or if you want to automate your business, get a CRM, do automatic emails, text messages, build your company to just flow better. Or if you have questions on building and starting it, I want you to reach out to me. If you need a business coach, a author's coach, I am the person that I would like for you to consider calling on. I would love to help you and show you how I can essentially help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Okay. So if all that can bless you, feel free, reach out to me, order the books, definitely check me out, see how good I really am. I don't mind. All right. And I'm going to show you how great I can help you become. Okay. So until that next live, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all enjoy your families and do all you can to live on purpose.